So is Grego with the show all the time?
With Ryan's?
Yeah.
He's on there quite a bit. I don't know that he's on there all the time, but he is on there quite. They've got a thing called the OG that they do, and I
Right.
don't know how often they do it, but I know they do it.
What is that? And we're live, by the way. And welcome everybody here to the Automotive Edge Radio Show. Heck, you. I should do this guy.
And Reiner will invite him on a lot of the times, like if there's big, well, what they consider big sports news or a Ranger thing or whatever he just really wants to talk about.
Well, there you go. Nothing wrong with that, I guess, huh?
I don't think so. The thing seems to be doing well.
Do what? No, we're still. He's probably doing. You're probably top of the hour news, right now.
Yeah, it's top of the hour news.
We're on live on our social media sites, and everybody, we're just blah 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 in here.
Blah 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 blah.
Just join in with us and enjoy the whatever we're doing. Trying to get set up here before we come on the radio here on 100.7 FM. The Word. Join us as always as a host, Kurt Chase, and the man,
the man,
which is
or the bow, the boo, whichever one.
The boo. Now is it boo boo or just boo?
Boo. It's just boo.
Just the boo.
Yeah, just the boo.
You're still getting called that?
Yeah, she'll do that every once in a while to me because I'll get a good morning text sometimes when she wakes up.
And you get it. Well, that's good.
Yeah. It's mighty nice to get good morning text.
All right. Well, we're here getting ready to. Well, I should be. Here, let me see it. Where you at?
I don't know.
Where are you at there? Because you're on the automotive edge, you need to get off of that. So here you are. Okay. Here you are. Found you. Go to the automotive radio show, which we're looking for. And we tap that. And we go down. And we like it. And we share it. Share now. And then here you are. There you go, Mr. Kurt.
Very.
You're good to go. So I hope everybody's, and Dan Smith says, good morning, gents, all in cap letters. Dan, you the man. Goes great.
Good morning, Dan, the man.
And that's Dave Martin saying good morning to you, Dan. We're trying to get going on the radio. We just got booted up here on social media, so we're getting our stuff going. I had a gentleman text me, IM me on Facebook and said, "Hey, I normally listen to 100.7 FM, and all of a sudden, y'all were there."
Who?
A guy that's a Facebook friend said, "Man, y'all sounded great." He said, "I'm a regular listener to 100.7." And so we popped on, and he goes like, "Wow, that was great. You guys are good." So, yeah. Thanks to me, I make it good. I can't get out of this now. What did I do here? I'm in trouble. All right. What do I need to do here? Something's wrong. What did I need? We're trying to get squared away here, and I cannot figure it out. Why? Oh, I know why. I need to do this. Dang it. All right, here we go. I think I'm there.
Your SRN program begins in 60 seconds.
Okay, 60 seconds, folks. We're going to be live on the radio. We're live now on our Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Getting it fired away so we can all be happy. Happy and Dorothy Noon.
Happy.
Good morning. Well, there we go. A little loud, but we're here. Good morning, my wonderful cuz and my wonderful friend Bo. Looks like I got as many hearts as you did.
No, you don't.
Stepping up.
You say whatever you want. I don't care.
Yeah, Kurt Chase has now entered the building.
5, 4.
4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off.
Welcome to the AutomotiveEdge.com stadium. It's the bottom of the ninth inning with 2 out, man on third, and Team Consumers are behind by 1 run. At the plate for the Consumers is Kurt Chase. The count is full. Joe Bag on the mound, waiting for the sign. He goes to the stretch. Here's the pitch. It's a long fly ball. Hit deep into left center field. It's going, gone!
You're up.
Over. Another great walk-off win for Team Consumer by Kurt Chase at the AutomotiveEdge.com.
Well, good morning, top of the morning. Thanks for joining us here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show, the show that helps you with all your automotive needs, whether you're buying a car, you're selling your car, you're trading in a car, you need help with service, parts, body shop, we have you covered. You can always go to theautomotiveedge.com. Just click on contact Kurt, leave me your name and number, and let us go to work for you. This was a big week for people online shopping. I've never had so many people going, hey, I'm online. I'm taking a look at this. What do you think? And we actually have somebody going over to see Mr. Dan Smith today on a pre-owned.
Oh, sweet.
They found something that
Awesome.
they like.
How about that?
And
apples,
I was over yesterday with Tim Boyk, general manager of Hiley Hyundai. Spent a lot of time on the phone with listeners. Got to see a few listeners this week, and good stuff. And a lot of people were just so excited to hear we're back on Christian Talk Radio. They said, we know Bo needs some Jesus. I said, yeah, that's why we brought him.
I need a lot of Jesus.
Yeah, and so really good week. Carl and Nancy, I think I got Carl and Nancy, and Carl with a K. We're buying 2 vehicles, and they haven't even bought yet. They're out shopping and looking around.
Are they looking for the same vehicle?
No, they're looking for 2 completely different vehicles.
2 different model brands too?
Yep. So they were out shopping, and then they called me and said, hey, can you help us out? And just with one phone call, we picked up between both their vehicles $8,000 in value.
Wow.
And I said, how did you come up with these numbers? And they said, well, the salesman told me that the used car market's down.
Oh, really?
And these vehicles need all this work and everything.
Sure.
And I went, and I'm looking at these cars, they're jammed up jelly tight. I mean, there's some nice trade in.
Right.
And I went, buddy, let me just tell you, this car right here is worth 26. It's not worth 22, probably 27. And this vehicle right here, it's not even close to what they're telling you.
Well, pre-owned vehicles are down. Didn't you know that?
Yeah.
Why would somebody even say
down at the auction, overpriced, trying to find a home is where they're at.
Why would somebody even say that? I mean, it's one thing to try to manipulate paying less for their trade, but to just all and out.
Well, just to see what the consumer does or doesn't know.
Well, and a lot of consumers don't know. That's what we say every week is you need to know what your trade is worth before you go anywhere. Get the idea. If you're just willy-nilly walking in wondering, what they're going to offer and you think that's okay, you might be like what's Kurt's saying, leaving thousands on the table. Boy, why would you want to do that? With just a simple phone call or go to theautomotiveedge.com and say, hey, Kurt, I got these couple vehicles, or I got this one vehicle, and I want to know kind of what it's worth. Let me know. Bada bing, bada bang, you're good to go.
Well, a lot of times when I was selling, you threw stuff out there just to kind of get a feel of, where your customer was,
Sure.
what they were thinking, their thoughts. And a lot of people, they go out, and both of them, I said, did he ask you what you wanted for your trade-in? And then he goes, well, yeah. And what did you tell him? What do you think his answer was?
22?
No.
Oh, he didn't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's generally what people say.
And so he goes, well, this one here is worth 22. This one here is worth 33.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, well, we're not trading that one here. And I'm going, just unbelievable. And so I said, here's the deal. Tell me what you're looking for, And so we're searching out, looking for an SUV and a car, and both pre-owned. They never have bought new, but man, do they take care of their cars. I mean, these things, they never eat in their cars. They definitely never been smoked in. And he gives them a once over every week. I mean,
That's awesome.
these are nice. When you raise up the hood, I mean, the hood is, these cars are just impeccable.
My brother's like that. He'll wash his hands after we go to a restaurant to eat before he touches the steering wheel. I go, okay, well, I guess that's all right.
Well, you know, it's just different. We had a couple, and he calls me, goes, "Hey, we're sitting here in the finance office, and they have me at 6.9%." And I said, "What's your score?" We get to talk and everything, and we know something's not right here. I said, "What's the incentive on the car?" He said, $1,750. I said, "Take the 1.9." He goes, "Well," he said, "to get the bank's okay on it, I have to take the incentive."
Oh,
Time out.
whoa, whoa,
Time out.
whoa,
That's
whoa.
not true.
Is that
That's
what
not
the salesman told him
true.
too?
Well, sure. I mean, the bank didn't call him and tell him,
Of course.
you know. I said, "Get up and leave." So he got up and left, and I got a phone call going, "Hey, Mr. Chase, what happened with our customer?" I said, "Well, A, it wasn't your customer.
Yeah, my customer.
And B, you tell people that they had to take the $1,750 in order for the bank to buy the note." He goes, "Well, I know you've been in the business for a long time."
What is
I just
that?
hung up the phone. Okay, so what? So anyway, we put them with another dealer, and they left there with about $2,000 better deal and 1.9 instead of 6.9.
Wow, that's what, $20 a point or more?
About $10.
About $10 a
Yeah,
point.
but
That's
when you
still a
times
lot.
it per month for the year,
Yeah,
for
well, that's what
5
I'm talking
years,
about. It's-
and anyway,
So it's about $50 a month savings in
yeah,
that points. So you figure that over the course of the term, that's real money.
thousands of dollars.
That's real money.
Just an interest. And
Yeah.
so, but we had some great people go out and buy automobiles, and they called me up and said, "Hey, can you take a look at this buyer's order?" I go through the buyer's order, and everything looked all hunky-dory. So the cool thing about what we do here on the Automotive Edge radio show is we put you with the right people, and we don't have these stories.
And there's no charge.
When you go up 35, we got Big Dan Smith tuning in. You don't have that issue at Clay Cooley Volkswagen Louisville, right there at Fox and 35. You don't have it. You don't have it with Tim Boyk over at Hiley Hyundai. You don't have it with BJ Stankovic over at Freeman Toyota. You don't have it with Cameron Martin over at the Ford House. You just don't. And so, in fact, we walked into a pizza parlor. Boy, that's some old.
That's Northeast picking out of you there, brother.
And I see my own next door neighbor, and we're talking everything. Well, he calls me, goes, "Hey, I went over to the Ford House and saw your buddy and bought a used Ford truck."
Oh.
Great for Dane. And Dane, man, we lived next door. He was a little bitty boy.
Right.
He could even hold a baseball bat. Now he's driving. So he goes, "Hey, they altered the exhaust, and now it's throwing codes, and then now we have a problem, and we bought this extended warranty." And the guy goes, "No, sir, it's not covered. You have this exhaust, blah, blah, blah." And so I went over and I went, "Time out. He bought the car with this. He didn't alter it.
Right.
And now it's throwing codes. What's going on here?" And so he just sent me a message. It was pretty cool. And he goes, "Hey, I don't know if you had anything to do with it, but they're covering the costs. Their technician coded the problem is broken. And because of that, the warranty wouldn't cover it. He had coded it as a malfunction, and Ford got it covered and covered the rest. So thank you for getting involved." And I went, it's just, sometimes you have to take things a little bit further. And so,
well, my grandfather used to say, "It's not what you know, it's who you know."
yeah.
And if you don't know, you better find somebody that does.
So, well, here's the thing. If you're selling a car with an extended warranty and you're telling them it covers all these parts except for wearables, and somebody has altered that vehicle, you need to exclude that, make them aware of it, or you need to fix it. I mean,
Right.
there's really no gray area about it. And
Sure.
so, anyway, Chris called me, and now the codes are gone. They're putting the new part on there and rocking on down the road. And so these are the kind of things where too many of you consumers, we call certain people just lay down. They just lay down. Okay, whatever. I knew this was going to be a problem.
They don't feel like they have an advocate.
Yeah, that's
but they
what we
do
want to prevent.
But you do. That's why we're here every Saturday morning from 9 to noon here on 100.7 FM, The Word, to share that with you so you do have that.
Or we're available from 7 in the morning till 5 o'clock in the evening, Monday through Saturday.
Right.
To make sure, even if you're at a dealership, once we connect, you're going to have my cell number to call me and go, hey, we're in
XYZ place, right?
Yeah, right over there. Yeah,
I'm working on it.
1 minute.
And so they can call me at any time. I had people calling me in the finance office going, hey, tell me about this. And what was cool was their tire and wheel warranty was paramount because the wife had tore the rims up on the last one. So he goes, so they'll fix it 100%.
Yes.
And he goes, these dings and dents. I said, there's a warranty to take care of it. So we bought the ding and dent, the wheel and tire, and all the rest of it was unimportant to him. So his payment came down $57 a month, and he's covered. This is called, guess what it's called? Conversation. Coming right back. It's the Automotive Edge Radio Show on The Word, 100.7 FM. Stay tuned with us. Be right back.
I guess we're clear.
Yeah, Dave didn't say clear.
Just Kurt is.
Clear seal. Did you ever wear that, Dave?
I did.
Did you?
I had acne when I was a teenager.
I had a little bit. I didn't have too much trouble with it. I was happy about that. But boy, I had
trouble with it when I was a teenager. Now, and when I get a zit, I get happy about it.
you got the youth still in
it gives me my youth back.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I never had too much problem with it, boy. But I know some folk that I went to school with. Ugh, that was a struggle for some.
Good morning, my beautiful cuz. Love you. Sending hearts back to you.
See all the hearts I got? I think I got more.
She just meant to put them by my name. Good morning, my buddy Dan Smith, General Manager, Clay Cooley, Volkswagen, 35 in Fox Avenue. I was online looking at his specials, and man, oh man. You want a Volkswagen Plus? He's got some great specials on one of my top 3 vehicles now.
Which that's the
Atlas.
Atlas, yes.
Dude, I'm gonna put you in another room.
I'm working on it. I'm getting there.
Good.
What'd you put in that coffee?
It
Got me all messed up.
The Atlas is now that blue Atlas that he has in front of the building is my top 3.
Well, it's got a lot of room. I know that. There we go.
Go see him. I'm telling you, drive the Atlas and then call the show and tell me what you think.
Good morning, Ronnie Swain.
Morning, Ronnie Swain. Hey, thanks for your good spiritual message that you post.
Yep.
Good stuff. Always. And then the other day on Saturday afternoon, we got 3 fist bumps because we were talking about Jesus. Like, how nice versus people calling up and going, hey. I said, that's why I say it, because everybody, and I, since Barbara Ann gave me that little Jesus, I ordered a bunch of them, and I hand them out everywhere.
That's good. Yeah, she started a little thing there, and I got one.
I got purple, blue, yellow, and red.
A lot of colors in Jesus, isn't it?
Yep. And I hand them out, and people I get a smile out of everybody. I said, you know what? We could all use a little Jesus. And they go, what do you mean? I hand it to them. And
beautiful.
Yeah. Keep it in your pocket, keep it in your car. Always look at it and realize that
it's not something to worship. It's a reminder. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. I know that growing up, a lot of times, a lot of ministers would say, well, you don't need to wear a cross around your neck or this, that, and the other. And I'm going, well, I'm not worshiping that. It's just a reminder.
E-test where the results are sent directly to your email.
I don't know what's wrong with the reminder, do you?
It's just people that, their hearts are hurting.
Right.
That's the only reason. I mean, it's not because they just don't get it.
Right, I got you.
Little Tracy Chapman bringing in this beautiful Saturday morning. Lots of nice rain here in the Big D area. But wherever you are listening, we can still help you. There's a lot of people out there that are now coming out of the woodwork because COVID really, really, really hurt a lot of people's credit. I mean, really hurt a lot of people's credit. But here's the good news. The banks know this. But if you don't know and take time to look at your credit and have stories for everything and then understand how your credit works, that's where the bigger problem is. The best investment, in fact, my baby sister's in town, and we're over there Sunday visiting, and I told her, I said, spend that $20 a month and get your Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Get that in place so every time somebody inquires, you get an alert, and you can look at it daily, you can look at it weekly, and you can start looking at what you have outstanding. If there's something that's not right about that, then you can contact that lender going, time out, boys and girls, which I had one on my bureau a couple of years ago that was I don't remember the card. I didn't have that card. And Jackie Shapiro helped me out, and she called him up and said, could you please pull this file up and, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, well, I have the person sitting right here. He does not have that account. And they pulled it up, and it was off a digit. And that next day it was gone. And so, here's the thing. If you have a lot of good credit your whole life and you have that one ding, it can affect you a bunch. And then if you've taken and
it's very costly too for higher interest on things, even on your credit cards and all that. So it's not something to, overlook.
Well, it's a friend of mine. He closed all his credit cards, which you should never do. You should never do. Now, if you got a credit cards that are charging you a fee every year, like your big credit cards, your American Express, your Sapphires, there's cards that charge $500, $750, sometimes even more to have that membership with that card. I get it. But for the cards that don't have that service fee or anything in it, that is open revolving debt, which boosts your score. So he closed out some of the credit cards, and his son, he signed with his son on a cell phone. Well, the son missed a payment and then missed another payment. And even though he got caught up, he had the 2 slow pays, and it dinged his credit a bunch. He goes, can you believe that $162 payment? I said, time out. It's the way the matrix is set up with your credit, that if you shut down all those credit cards and you have your mortgage and your car and you have that one card and you haven't had anything in a very long time, and so it is affected. It's bigger hits than if you had 10 open credit lines and your debt to ratio is really, really good and you're paying, and then you got a hiccup. And like on one of mine, it affected the score like 10 points. Yeah. But I got a ding on it. And then I went to Jackie and went, hey, Jackie, help me out here. What do I do? And so I wrote down all the procedure, and sure enough, it helped. And so you don't want to give lenders reasons to jack your rate at all, especially when it comes to your credit card. What's amazing to me is that we're going after all these places for charging this too much in turn. We're going after the auto industry, and we're trying to regulate how they finance cars and everything. I'm like, what about the credit card companies? Average credit card is 25.50%.
How about the title loans? Oh, my Lord.
And I'm going, time out, boys and girls. We're going the wrong route here. But sometimes I digress. I tell people, always stay up to date, because everybody, unfortunately, too many people have their head down looking at that goofy cell phone all the time. Spend the $20 a month, and while you're getting making chiropractors very wealthy, because your head's always tilted down. Look at your Equifax and your Experian and your TransUnion. And a buddy of mine called me the other day, and he goes, hey, I got a 682. Can I buy a car? And I said, okay, let's take a look at your bureau. So he pulled it up, and he printed them off, and then he scanned them to me. And I'm like, what is this? And he goes, oh, crap, that's my daughter's card. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, he had to correct it. So that she was having a grand old time at some clothing stores, and he shut it down. It was like a $900 bill, and paid it off. And he called me the next month. He goes, hey, I jumped up to 704. I said, well, the 683 wasn't a bad score anyway. Right. But he didn't know what was going on. And I know his daughter, I don't think she'll ever speak to me again, because we took a look at the bureau and saw that she's buying too many clothes. But anyway, By staying on top of it and then knowing what that score will get you is paramount. And there's dealers. I mean, it was about 3 weeks ago, I was talking about credit scores in the 600, and Dan goes, send me all of them.
Yeah.
Why? Because the lenders have so much money to lend right now. When the ownership of the automobiles extends from 8 to 10 to 12 years, and they're not doing auto loans, and they're not refinancing these electric cars, and they're all getting piled up now, and people are looking for whatever, the lenders are going, hang on a second here, especially.
Well, they're in business to make money too, like anybody else.
Well, when you have your captives, which is Toyota Finance, Honda Finance, VW Finance, the dealers, when they sell a car, they always send those loans to their captive, their primary source, and it gives them a lot of leverage with somebody that is at a 640, but you need that rate at 680. They can all do concessions. They're the decision makers, and so that all gets sent out to those lenders, and the scores don't always determine what the rate's going to a low rate. It doesn't mean that you have a 640 and you're going to pay 10% interest. It doesn't work that way. But if you don't know, then you're going to roll along with, oh my gosh, you got a 620 Beacon score. You're going to have to pay 12%. I can bring on a lot of general managers and a lot of finance directors that will tell you it's case by case. We had a 589 Beacon score. They got 2.9. And one guy, he sent me a message. It was amazing. He goes, I'm calling BS on your show. There is nobody in the world that would have given him. I'm like, time out. These people, he worked for a major company. She worked for a big company. They got laid off. They cashed in a bunch of stuff to pay their mortgage and pay their car payment, but a lot of their other stuff got behind. Most of it was major medical. And then they turned around and started paying that and really started knocking out their debt, although their score was slowly creeping up.
Which is kind of crazy.
One had a 605, one had a 589, and they left there in a brand new vehicle at 2.9%. With that being said, it's a case-by-case basis, and the relationship that these dealers have with the lenders are going to say, hang on a second here. They've been on their job for 15 years. They've been on the residency for 15 years. They had hiccups like everybody else in COVID with medical and everything else. This is a good car deal. And they have equity going into the deal. That's also a big thing. Cash is king when you're going into a car note to finance that automobile. Now, you can't go, well, I'm putting down 10 grand. I want to buy the rate down. Doesn't work that way. You put the 10 grand down to get a good rate to pacify the lender to give you the money. I always remember that people say, well, if I put down 10 grand, what's my rate? It's got nothing to do with it. And don't buy in. Well, if you do this, it's either going to get you more vehicle, you'll fall into the guidelines of the lender, or with a lot of equity, they'll buy that deal. And a lot of times at a very, very respectable rate. Everybody always says, well, I'm going to probably qualify for 18%. I couldn't tell you the last time I saw an 18% note. And it's actually 17.99. I just don't see those.
Is that the highest that they can go?
New.
For new.
Yeah. Used.
Could go anywhere.
It's an ugly thing. But you want to have somebody to take a look at it to go, hang on a second here. This is a good car deal. Not, hey, let's just go out there and throw it against the wall and see if it sticks. That's not the route you want to take. Go to theautomotiveedge.com. Click on Kurt and send me your name and number, and let's have a good conversation. This was a massive week, saving people a lot of money that haven't even bought yet, that we're saving them money before they sign the paperwork. Quick break. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Clear.
Dude,
I got it.
You need some throw log.
That was it. Something. No, I got it that time.
Wow.
That oyster finally came up.
Ooh.
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in here to the Automotive Edge radio show, social media sites here. We're live streaming on Facebook, on Shifting Gears, the Automotive Edge Radio Show Facebook page, LinkedIn under Kurt Chase if you want to do the LinkedIn thing. And then also under YouTube. YouTube is a good place to go, and we'd like for you to subscribe there if you wouldn't mind, because that's a lot of things going on there. Some interviews with some general managers and owners, and just
great car tips.
Yeah, ride and drives, all kind of things there that happens other than just being live on the show, which we are live now there on YouTube. But there's also different things happening there quite frequently. And then also don't forget to go to Spotify. If you're out there working out, like you got that sweat going on that treadmill, and you want to tune into something to get educated better about the automobile world, go to Spotify, and it's the Automotive Edge with Kurt. Spotify. Check it out. Make that your number one thing to listen to when you're working out or walking, driving. You can find it anywhere. And if you have a smart speaker, no matter where you are,
oh boy,
if you just say whatever you call it,
say I'm too lazy to go up and put a radio on.
If you just say whatever you call it, Siri or whatever.
I think Siri's for bored people that need a friend.
Oh, look at that! That's the Siri that came off my phone.
Oh boy, there we go.
If you just say, "Hey, whatever you call your speaker,"
how about, "Hey, get off your lazy butt and adjust the radio"?
Barbara Ann changed ours to Ziggy. So I go Ziggy.
I'm not going to say anything about Barbara Ann. I love her, but you're dumb.
I go Ziggy. Play 100.7 FM.
Why do you do that? Why don't you just have a freaking radio in your room and you just turn it on?
I do have a radio, but it's so much easier to tell the speaker to do it. But a lot of people don't have radios anymore in their home. They don't. Dave, do you have one in your home? A radio?
I do, but I don't plug it in.
Well, I guess that counts for something. What is that?
What's that called? Art Deco? You know what I bought, Dave? I bought 2 turntables. I've got one in my family room, and I'm putting one in the bedroom. And I started buying albums. And
that's awesome right there.
There's a place here in Keller the guy opened up where he sells records, CDs, DVDs. He's got all the all the players, even 8 tracks, brand new in a box.
Wow.
Do you have an 8-track player?
He does. He's got brand new and refurbished
awesome.
8-track tape players.
Oh, that's so cool. I got to go buy.
I picked up Morris Day and the Time, of course.
Oh, sweet.
Some Bee Gees. And the only thing that's kind of weird is, remember what we call them, big trollers, is now they're Bluetooth. And I went, "What do you mean?" He says, "Bluetooth. You don't wire in a speaker, you Bluetooth it." And I went, "Really?"
Yeah.
So anyway, and then I've got a stereo from the 50s in our bedroom that was my wife's grandmother. And there's Perry Como. There is, what's that lady's name? Everything's still got the cellophane on it.
Wow.
Oh, that's awesome right there.
What's his name? Herb Albert and the Tijuana Brass. And Frank Sinatra.
Or a friend. Us driving is drunk driving.
I mean, cool stuff in there. I can't find a needle for it. I've searched the United States and I cannot find a needle for this thing.
It's systematic.
He said, "Change out the system." I'm like, I ain't changing out the arm.
Well, they want you to change the whole internal workings.
Not going to happen.
You're up.
800-281-8255 is the number. That's 800-281-8255. If you want to know where to go, who to see, what to do when it comes to your automotive needs. And it doesn't matter where you are in the United States, we'll help you. If you have a local dealer and you want to know how to get the best deal from that local dealer, let's have a conversation.
CBD guys on the line.
Let's have a conversation about buying an automobile. I'm sorry, who do we have with us?
Ralph was with us.
We got Ralph on the line. Good morning, Ralph Paul. How are you, my brother?
I'm doing great, you guys. How you doing?
We're doing good. Ralph Paul, the owner of your CBD store, Keller.com. That's your CBD store, Keller.com. In fact, the lovely Mrs. Shea said, "Hey, I need you to go by and get me some CBG and Brain Boost today." And so it's nice that you're calling in, because I posted some stuff to a lot of people in 3 different groups, and it's amazing the feedback we're getting going. How high do you get? Is this stuff legal? I thought they banned it in the state of Texas. And one of the questions that I got, Ralph, is Delta 9 legal and sold in CBD stores?
Yes, it's good. The Delta 8 is what they've kind of eliminated, and vape. So, and, I just wanted to say real quick, with the same passion that you talk about our CBD products, you also have that same passion for helping people in the car industry. I've gotten to know you guys over the last several years, and I've just watched you help so many people in the car situation and information, including myself. You helped me buy 2 trucks now. I've never bought a brand new vehicle ever in my life, and so I just wanted to share with people that your passion for helping people is really remarkable. And anyway, so I just thought I'd share that with you real quick.
Thank you.
Hey, we were just voted the best CBD store in the Metroplex.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
You were. Congratulations.
Yes, indeed.
We can get an applause from Dave back in studio.
No doubt.
Yeah, that was really, really cool stuff when I saw that article. But you know what is different about your CBD store from a lot of people, and it's your CBD store, Keller.com. They ship for free. So you people that I got messages from in Arkansas and New York and Florida, down South Texas, they ship for free, is the fact that you guys are so informative. You're not just shoving product down people's throat. You want to have a conversation to make sure whatever they're ingesting or putting on their body is what is needed.
Absolutely. And that's what we really pride ourselves on, is educating the people, because there's so many variables, weight, severity, metabolism. There's just so many things that could work for you that doesn't work for me, and vice versa. So we really have been educated. Our staff is very educated. They'll be there at 10:30 this morning. So if you just want to call us, and, the price of shipping has almost doubled, but we still ship for free, mainly because we're shipping all over the country right now. And it's just a joy helping people.
So it's not just the people. 4th of July is right around the corner, and those fireworks are going to be going off. The dogs are going to be under the bed. Some of them are going to be howling. Your CBD store, Keller.com, has a calm product for the dog and help them through this 4th of July. But I got to tell you, the stories that I get from people once they try your product is they had no idea, because everybody thinks they're going to take something and sit around like Cheech and Chong all day long. That's not what your product's about. It's not about the high. It's about the health.
Absolutely. We're more into health and wellness. We were talking about this the other day. Our average customer is probably 45 or 55 years old or older. And so we just don't have a lot of youngsters coming in. And, again, it's all about the health and wellness. Every product has a QR code on it, so you can see all the lab reports. And, the key is we want to educate people, because everybody's different.
Yeah, in times now where your stress level has gone up, or you have certain pains and issues. And Melinda, with her shoulder, and she's been typing, I think, since she was 15 years old, and that's all she does. You gave her a tincture. We get, which is an oil that she puts under her tongue, and then we have the pain cream, and then we'll do a heat and cold press. And 45 minutes later, she's like, I have no pain. And so now she's going in for a readjustment and a little bit of, therapy and massage. But that tincture, once it's gotten into her system, and a lot of people, my baby sister, when y'all helped her when she broke her fibia and tibia, what's going on? What's happened? Do you have allergies? You guys really dialogue with the consumer to try to get it. And you're not going to get it right each time. Some are going to say, well, hey, that didn't work. And then you flip them to another product. But it's all about that relationship and the Q&A to hone in on how you can give people a better quality of life with CBD products.
Absolutely. we're all in the prime of our life and so forth, and you don't have to suffer with pain or, some of the issues that we have when we get a little older. And so anyways,
or rely on,
let us educate you.
Or rely on heavy pain pills that you have no control. You can't drive, you can't move. It just darn near knocks you out. That's not what you guys have. Your pain cream, I smashed my hand the other day, and I got to tell you what, it was not good. And I put that pain cream on 3 times, and by the end of the day, I had no pain in my hand. So I am a firm believer not only in the product, but the process that you take consumers with to make sure that A is A and B is B.
We've also seen from your products how you've helped younger folk too that had some issues with maybe ADHD or those items like that, that's changed their direction too. So it's not just about the older folk. Those younger people have really benefited from the products too.
Absolutely. And we have a lot of parents who buy products for their children. And so it's, let us help you educate on that. Obviously, our doctor recommends no THC for dogs or children. However, different situations exist, and we've had some really, really great testimonies from that.
That's right. These kids now, they're playing, I think, too much sports, and the parents have them playing too much. I mean, and they put them in these select leagues and everything. There are products that you could stop by your CBD store with and meet with these folks and help that cannabinoid system with your kiddos that is non-THC, just to add a better quality of life. So from your pets to your children to mom and dad, go to yourcbdstorekeller.com, and the information is right on the product, Ralph.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You got a QR code, scan it. It'll tell you what you're taking, all the testing, everything that's available to make good decisions. So as life goes on, I don't rely on my doctor to write me a script. And my doctor retired. I got a new doctor. I said, told him, hey, I'm taking CBD. I'm taking this. I'm taking that. And they looked at me and went, you know what? I use that cream all the time. I won't endorse it. I don't do this, but you know what? You're going down the right path, because with all your products, not only have I lost 40 pounds, but my blood works better. I'm healthier. I haven't had a cold or been sick in almost 2 years since I became very dedicated to your product. So from the Chase household, aunts, uncles, brothers, and sisters, we thank you for what you do. Go to yourcbdstorekeller.com. That's yourcbdstorekeller.com. Ralph, you at the store today? You taking day off?
I'll be at home today, and hopefully
1 minute.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll be swinging by there later today and give you a holler. Give that lovely wife a hug and kiss from the Automotive Edge radio show, and let's get together and break bread soon.
You got it. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Take care.
I got to tell you what, I love Ralph and his family. I love what they're doing for people. I've seen it firsthand. We saw some situations, Bo, that were just horrific.
Yeah, we did.
And they were life-changing what this CBD was doing for them. Without getting your kids high or you high, stop all that. Yourcbdstorekeller.com. Come back. We got a bunch of car talk here on the Automotive Edge radio show on the Word, 100.7 FM.
Clear.
So everybody, we appreciate you tuning in. They're popping on with us this morning. Thank you so much.
Like and share.
Yeah. Or share and like.
Morning, Jim Wagner. Why are all your friends now my best friends?
Well, I guess you're paying them. The only thing I can gather.
They're moving on.
Moving on up to the Keller side.
No, to the Chase side.
Is that what it is?
To the Chase side.
That was kind of cool, though, to get that IM message that, hey, I'm a regular listener to 100.7 FM, and all of a sudden I hear you. Y'all were really good, man. And
see, I don't get that IM message. What does IM mean?
It's what they call it on Facebook.
That's not what I asked you. What does IM mean?
I have no idea.
See, no one does. So why do we put it on
Instant.
there?
Instant
message.
It's
what?
Instant messaging.
Instant messaging. How dumb. How about a message? This world's going south. I'm telling you, y'all are going south with all this emojis and
Emojis. He's been watching too much television.
Y'all need to stop this.
Well, anyway, back to the original point. I got the message.
So did you IM your girlfriend growing up? No, you didn't. You sent her a message or a love note.
No, you didn't. You called them up on the phone back in my day. There wasn't no such animal.
I know, but you wrote it down. Here, you slid them a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Did you ever do the one where you put the box on there?
Yes or no?
Yes or no?
Do you like me? Yes or no?
That's right.
But you didn't put like other.
No.
Like,
Yeah, there was no third choice. It was just meat and potatoes.
Yes or no, or maybe. Like maybe there's a fine line there, gray area.
Oh, I remember I sent this girl a little cutie note and I put it yes or no. And I remember Miss Cochran caught it. She intercepted it and she goes, Mr. Chase, come on up.
I was embarrassed. Here we go. Huh? You got embarrassed.
Is that piece of paper yours? And I'm not saying anything. I believe it is. Why don't you go ahead and open it up? Like, oh, boy.
This is embarrassing. Oh, my
She goes,
God.
would you like to read it? And I went, no. She goes, oh, you're going to read it? And I went, no. She goes, you're going to the principal's office. I went,
see ya.
bye.
Oh, boy.
She goes, well, that was too easy. Let me read it.
I'm still going to the principal. I'm going to read it, and you're going to the principal.
I said, I'm going to the principal's office. You don't move. You're like, oh, my gosh.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
And she goes, so who is this intended for? And I went, oh, you're not going to say. And I know that I can't, call the girl out. Well, good news and bad news. She checked no.
That's even the worst.
D.org.
In front of the whole classroom.
Oh, my gosh. Poor fella.
You're up.
It's a movie you'll never get tired of.
And if that doesn't light your fire a little bit, then you need to go have another cup of coffee.
Have a cup. Java. That's right. 800-281-8255. You got something on your mind? Hey, if it's not even a car comment, just give us a buzz. Give us a jingle. If there's something on your mind or on your chest you'd like to get off, give us a call. 800-281-8255. 800-281-8255. Hey, I got to tell you what. I was over at the Toyota dealership the other day, and you got to meet my buddy Drayton Feltz. Good kid.
Yes.
Good kid. He said, hey, have you checked the website? So I got on the website, and they got a Toyota Camry. Was $299. Now it's $257. They had a RAV4, which they're impossible to get almost, $319 to $276 a month. And I'm sitting here going through these things going, man, it's incredible. Get this, a Tacoma double cab, $288 a month. Tacoma double cab. Wow. Highlander, Grand Highlander, $395 a month. I'm sitting here looking at these specials going, boys and girls, moms and dads, this is a time to head over to Freeman Toyota over there on the affordable side of the Metroplex and get you a new Toyota. And they don't play games. You know what, when I'm back in the finance office, because I talk to everybody. All my buddies work there. Not all my buddies. I have buddies that work there. So it's incredible the conversations that I hear. And Bo went over and got his
Corolla
new vehicle.
Very nice. Love it.
Yeah. And so having that tangible to walk in and see what's going on and how things work is just the deal. And that's what we like doing here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show, putting you with the right people, doing it the right way. And BJ Stankovic, Jerry Patterson, Dane Miner, General Manager, Drayton Feltz, one of the best salespeople over, they've got your Toyota needs taken care of. Now, there are the hybrid vehicles that are still very difficult to get, but all you got to do is go by there, leave them the information, get your order in, and wait for it to come down the pipeline. But here's the cool thing. They're still discounting them. It's not because you had to order it and there's not a supply that they're going to, like some dealers. One guy called me and goes, hey, is $1,000 over sticker too much for a hybrid Grand Highlander? I went, yeah. He goes, by how much? I said, several thousands of dollars. He goes, well, they won't. And I said, okay, you're at the wrong place. Let's go see the guys over at Freeman Toyota. And he called me and goes, they discounted it. Yeah. He goes, boy, you got a lot of pull. No, it's whether I'm there or not, this is how they do business. Go to freemantoyota.com and check out all their specials. That's freemantoyota.com. Well, hey, coming up here at the top of the hour, we have the 10 at 10. And then I want to thank all the listeners that sent me in some incredible questions that I was actually answering on. I was sitting with a buddy on a live podcast the other day, and a bunch of questions came in just from the podcast. And we're going to be launching more podcasts next week.
And you can find those either on YouTube or Spotify.
Yep.
Spotify is the podcast area to find that. So when you go to Spotify, search the Automotive Edge with Kurt.
Yep.
And you'll hear some great interviews with some very powerful, wonderful people.
And then coming up in July, we're going back and relaunching Chasing the Truth, and we're going to be building a new studio for it.
Wow.
And so we have a lot of things coming down the pipeline to keep you connected with what's going on in the world today. I've already lined up some great people to come on and join me on Chasing the Truth. And then the podcast, it's always hard to get the GMs to come in and do the show unless we're there doing a live remote, which we're going to next month. We've got, I think, 3 or 4 live remotes we're going to be scheduling and get to go out and see Dan Smith.
Oh, awesome. And
General
he also
manager,
said that
Louisville
he
Volkswagen.
said that he did a deal yesterday. Where is it? Got us 589 score with no down and a great deal just yesterday.
That means no down payment.
For a 589 score.
Yeah,
So-
I'm telling you.
There you go.
That's a guy that works the deal,
Proof's in the pudding, right?
works the lender for you, the consumer. So when you're ready for another car, there's no doubt you're going to go back and see Dan Smith, Louisville Volkswagen, 35 on Fox Avenue.
And
Also,
boy,
go
you owe
ahead.
me one.
You're also.
So we are on live streaming too. If you join us every Saturday morning here on 100.7 FM, The Word, you can follow us on the Facebook pages at the Automotive Edge Radio Show Facebook page, Shifting Gears, also in LinkedIn under Kurt Chase, and then YouTube. So we're live streaming on all those locations right now. YouTube is the Automotive Edge Radio Show. And we'd like for you to subscribe to that channel because that's where a lot of the things are happening there, additional stuff besides our live feeds. So go there and subscribe and share it to folk out there so they can get a better understanding of what we can offer them at no cost and help them save a lot of money.
And then added to the Q&A coming up, who builds the best vehicles? I get this question every week. Hey, if I was just going to go out and buy the best, what would I buy? I went, okay. And it's amazing when we go through an interview process and the guy goes, man, you should have been an attorney. I said, well, okay, thanks. But anyway, I got all this information. I said, look, based on your criteria, this is this. And he goes, all right, I appreciate it. He called me back 2 days later. He goes, well, I was kind of rude the way I hung up, but I went over and I bought that car. He goes, it wasn't even in my top 20.
Well, there you go.
So anyway, we're going to be talking about the best cars. We're going to be talking about residual values, why that's so important to you, the consumer. And then the Q&A, and then Kurt's top 3 picks of the week. Man, did I have fun out this week driving cars. My problem is when I go on a showroom floor,
He wants to bring one home.
I see Dan Smith and I look at the Atlas. I was over at Freeman Toyota and I saw one. I was over at the Hyundai store and that new Hyundai Elantra Sport Edition. Unbelievable. And it's a small car. It's in line, with your Toyota Corolla, your Jetta, your Mazda 3, the Honda Civic. I mean, there's such a great cornucopia of cars in that category. And my son's looking at it. He's like, Dad, what do I got to do to get that car? I went, a job? Money?
Like, have a few.
He goes, I got a job. I said, get a second job. But anyway, there's so many cool cars coming down the pipeline right now that when I interview people and I spend the time with them talking to them about cars, it's amazing. The guy sat there, he told me he hung up the phone, he scratched his head going, where does he come up with this stuff? And then lo and behold, He goes out and buys it. He called me up and said, I had no idea. And that's the thing, is that too many people have stereotyped the auto industry, and you're afraid to go shopping. You're afraid to go out thinking
they're locked into one particular brand, and they don't want to sway from it.
Yeah, or even that they dread
that too.
The process.
Yes,
I'm like,
they do.
Well, here's the deal. I've got the best connections in the world when it comes to buying cars. I've got the best connections in the world when it comes to financing cars. I've got the best connection in the world for you just to go test drive. I mean, I've got some dealers that had their BVAs ready for them, which is a bartered vehicle agreement, got their license, insurance, hand the keys, and said, let us know what you think. They're looking around like, what do you mean? Enjoy it. Go enjoy it. Put it in the garage. Kurt told me you're going to do this, this, and this. Go see if that'll work for you. And they call me up and goes, man, you sure are powerful. No. It's not. It's about relationship.
Yep.
Is you and I start a relationship about a car, and then I put you with people because I've already got all the facts. You don't have to go down that primrose path again with them because, hey, we got Bo Carver and Barbara Ann Carver here. They're looking for this, this, and this. They have a trade-in. I've already appraised it. I already know what it's worth, sight unseen, and they're ready to do business. Can you have this vehicle ready for them when they get here? Done. It's really simple. Now, here's one thing. I had a guy the other day. They didn't have his color. I said, well, drive it. And he goes, nope.
Just because they didn't have his color?
And he goes, I'll drive it when the color comes in. Buddy, it's the hottest color in the market. That car will not be available. And it was it
will change the drive, won't it?
It was a hybrid, yeah. The aerodynamics of it. And I said, just driving. He goes, absolutely not.
That's funny.
So I got a call about an hour later. His wife goes, we're going back up there with me, and we're driving. I went, oh, this is not good. Not good. But anyway, he drove it, and he goes, what a wow factor. I said, so when you get yours, I'm just curious about one thing. I said, what? I said, the difference in the drive. He goes, okay, I'll let you know. And I hung up the phone laughing, and his wife called me back. She goes, I'm sorry. She goes, I so got it. He didn't. I went, yeah. The white pearl doesn't drive any different from the red metallic. I promise you. But, to each his own. So he left a deposit, and he'll be waiting for that vehicle to come in. So spend the time driving. I can't tell you. If you're driving that car, even on a test drive, you don't want to take it home. You don't want to see if it fits in the garage. You don't want to load it up to see if it'll hold everything that you need. If you're not driving that car north of a half an hour in the conditions that you're normally used to driving, your chances are you'll be kind of 50-50 on that purchase. The feel of the wheel makes the deal. I promise you, unless you're just so brand loyal, you don't care. Hey, I want this car in that color. I'll take that one. And you're on your merry way. That's not the norm of the industry anymore. We're going to dig in that a little bit further, but don't go away. We got the 10 at 10 coming up and a whole lot more here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show on the Word 100.7 FM.
Clear?
Yes, we're clear. Clear to partly cloudy.
What to say? Clear with a chance of meatballs.
That's right. That was a movie, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I forgot what it was about, but I remember the name.
It was the guy that invented that machine. He could make it rain whatever you wanted.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. We're still into Homeland. That's kind of crazy, though.
Oh, buddy.
I think, though, I've got it figured out.
No, you don't.
So I figured this, and I haven't done any research. I have not done one thing about it, but I believe that, God, what's the character's name?
Sal.
No, not Saul.
The girl?
No, the military guy, the one that they're watching all the time.
Uh-huh.
What's his name?
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
So I think because right now we're in the midst of him trying to get that Abdul or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
I think ultimately he's going to be the one to take him out.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay, you hold that thought.
No, that's not it.
I don't know.
Well, it just seems that
it's going to take a turn. You're in season 4?
I'm not sure if it's 4 yet. We're a long ways. I don't even think we're halfway through yet.
Well, there's 8 seasons and 8 chapters
episodes
of the season.
Yeah, episodes each.
Well, let me tell you, when you get halfway through the season, it's going to take a turn, and you're going to go,
Row.
wow. And then when you get to the very end, which I predicted so much stuff going through that show.
I did too.
And then
some things I got
at the end, it's freaking cool. So we have some friends that are on season 7, and they we had dinner with them the other night. And so when they get to season 8, the last 2 episodes, they want us to come over for dinner.
Oh, okay. So because you told them that's going
they're so caught up into that. He goes, we were going to. I had all this work to do. He goes, we binge watched 6 of them the other day. And I mean that my daughter turned me on to Homeland, and really, really, really cool.
Rob Self says,
that's who I'm talking about, Rob and Laura.
Well, there you go.
How cool is it that I'm talking about you and your beautiful wife there, Rob? And I got to tell you what, you ought to see the fish he caught.
I don't like his wife. No, not Rob's wife, but back to the Homeland, the dark-haired girl, the lady. I know you think she's beautiful, but
the dark-haired lady.
You know, on the Homeland show, his wife, the military guy's wife.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't like her on the show.
I don't care.
I don't care. I know. I get you. I get where you're coming from there, but I don't know. She's. I don't care for her.
Well,
she's up and down like a yo-yo.
Yeah. Well, remember, it's just a show.
I know. I'm not saying. I got you.
Yeah. So Rob and Laura, our dear friends that we love so much, he's holding up this fish. This fish is this big.
Wow.
Let me see if I can pull it up.
Wait till
you see.
Where did he catch that at?
Out at his
lake. Is it a bass? I mean,
can you give me just a second?
No, we don't have that kind of time.
So here we go.
We're looking at a little big fish.
How about that?
Yeah, that's a big bass right there, brother. You got a big mouth one right there.
Yeah. So I told him, I said, do me a favor. He said, what? And I said, let's cook it.
I don't think they eat bass, do they?
And so he goes, no. He said, I'm not going to do that, but
they do hang them on the wall.
How come I can't find the show?
Give me the phone.
This is it?
That's it. That's it. You found us.
Good.
Look at that.
Anyway, he said he was going to find some crappie and then have me out there.
Yeah.
And we'd cook up
I don't
crappie.
think they eat bass.
What do you mean?
It's kind of a trophy fish.
Well, I know, but you can eat bass.
I never have. Have you?
Yeah.
You've had bass before?
Well, yeah.
Is it good?
I had a buddy. He caught some black bass. I don't know how you tell the difference. It didn't look black to me, but
white, what's black? I guess.
Man, he had these big old fillets, and we
tore it up.
He fried some fish, and then we. I said, "Here, let me take and do something to skittle with a little bit of garlic and butter." And man, I put all the. Buddy.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know. Most of them just throw them back. They have a lot of. What do they call it? Tournaments for all that.
Yeah. So what's the difference between sea bass and bass?
I have no idea. I'm not a fisherman.
It's fish. I guarantee if you're hungry,
you'll eat it.
I used to be a big red snapper guy, but now I'm.
I tell you what's really good.
Like salmon and sea bass.
I tell you what's really good eating is speckled trout. That's some good eating too.
You know, I had trout almondine, and I don't like almonds. I don't like nuts in my food at all. Wasn't my gig. But then I had some trout that was just broiled and with seasoning and everything on. I thought it was really, really good.
Charlie's jumping all over me. Why the heck would you not eat a bass?
I know.
I never have. I didn't know, but everybody always throws them back.
Bo is special.
Yeah.
Bo is special. We have to treat him differently.
The Automotive Edge hires, the special.
There was always a special place in the classroom for Bo to sit.
They hire the handicap. But I've never had it. And I just see everybody throwing them back. I don't ever see them keeping them, except when they're going to hang them on the wall as a trophy. But and nobody ever said to me, that that's some great eating when I catch a bass.
Well, the Amish Mafia, what does he cook?
He cooks catfish.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Boy, does he cook.
He does a lot of things great. There's nothing he can't do.
4th of July, a little fish fry.
Our SRN program begins in 60 seconds.
That is the cat's meow.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fried food person. I don't really care for fried food at all, but man, he got it going on.
Yeah, they do.
They do that every year too, don't they?
Yeah, they've been doing it every year. They got it this year too. I'm sure you're invited out.
Wow. He is a special needs person.
Thank you, Charlie boy.
You're right, Charlie.
I'm going to give you a big hug when I see you. I'm going to give you a big old hug.
Well, out there where Rob and Laura are, it's catch and release, and you ought to see this place. And then Laura caught her first big fish, and she looks like she's going to kiss it, but she didn't actually kiss it. She acted like she was.
Right.
She goes, she couldn't kiss it.
Well, you know, my friends, Rick and Sherry Morrison, they have a place they're at. And they do
Our friends, Rick and Sherry.
Yeah, your best friends now. They do that too, catch and release, but they catch some awful big bass out there.
I never fished.
Welcome to the Automotive.
I never have.
Stadium.
I went just not too long ago in the Gulf.
Man on third, and Team Consumers are behind by 1 run. At the plate for the Consumers is Kurt Chase. The count is full. Joe Bag on the mound, waiting for the side. He goes to the stretch. Here's the pitch. It's a long fly ball. Hit deep into left center field. It's going, gone! 2-run homer. Another great walk-off win for Team Consumer by Kurt Chase at the AutomotiveEdge.com. In the gold corner and wrestling for the AutomotiveEdge.com. Give it up for the World Tag Team Champions fighting for all your automotive needs. It's Kurt Chase and Big Wheels Bull Cover.
It's time for the Kurt Chase.
You're up.
Well, thanks so much for joining us here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show, the show that helps you with all your automotive needs, whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, or body shop. We have you covered. If it's Ford, it's great. Find Ford, home of the love it or leave it promise. You don't love that vehicle when you get it home, put it in the garage, which we had a gentleman recently that really wish he'd have bought a different package, and he went back and Cameron took him out of one and put him in the other, no questions asked, retyped the paperwork, and bada bing, they were done. And right now you get employee pricing on Fords. The place, grapevine.ford.com. That's grapevine.ford.com. So the top 10 at 10 today, I've always been curious about a lot of things, but this one, I don't understand why people have food delivered.
Oh boy, here we go.
I don't get it. Get your butt in the car and go get your food. Real simple. And the price of doing that, I don't wrap my brain around it.
It's not that much.
Now, I didn't, pizza is kind of a different thing. I love the pizza people. When you order well, there's only certain ones I like. There's some, I'm a sauce guy, and there's some out there that they shouldn't even be open because their sauce is so bad.
Right.
But anyway, pizza is by far the number one delivered food in the world, in the United States, but it's delivered mainly by that company.
Yeah, the pizza people that don't.
But I was curious what the top 10 foods delivered in 2025 were.
That's interesting.
And this is through DoorDang, whatever it's called, DoorDash and Grubhub. And so they compiled all these numbers, and I was blown away by what you are having delivered, because I don't use them. I don't. I'm not that guy, especially when we're at all these dealerships and I see them delivering coffee. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. Who?
Okay, you're going to step on some toes now.
I don't care. Orders coffee to be delivered. Are you kidding me? I don't get it. I just bought a $40 Keurig where it's a single serving, and I can fill my cup up and go out the door in a minute. Minute.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's start here at the bottom and work our way up. At number 10, donuts. You don't want to go to the donut store and look in the case and look at all the beautiful, fresh, hot, tasty donuts? You want to have, oh yeah. Give me no, who does that?
A dozen of this and a dozen of that to the house.
Number 9, tacos and burritos. I don't get it.
No.
Number 8.
That one's more understandable than donuts for me.
Yeah, of course.
Here's one that I didn't get. The numbers are huge. Chips and guacamole.
Oh, really? Come on.
I don't get that one.
I don't get it. Number 7, and they say
Who came up with this list again?
This is DoorDash and Grubhub.
They don't really exist, do they?
So here's one that blew me away, and sales are up 300%. Veggie burgers.
Wow.
Let me just help you with something. No.
I wouldn't.
I'm too much of a carnivore for that.
If any of my boys ever ordered a veggie burger and had delivered, I would take their man card away for life.
I wouldn't do a veggie burger if I even went to the place.
Number 6, iced coffee. Here again. Brew you a freaking cup of coffee and throw some ice cubes in it. I can't imagine what it costs because get this. You know what the average cup of coffee at a drive-thru is right now?
Oh, about $8.
Right. You're $7.85.
Yeah, that's insane.
And then you add
That
a
is
delivery service. I mean, you're at a $12, $13 cup of coffee. Help me
And
here.
got to tip the driver.
And after 4 cups of coffee, you could have had a Keurig or any kind of coffee maker. Go buy you a $6 thing of creamer. I don't get it. I don't. Number 5. Here's one that blew me away. Pad Thai.
What?
Which I love Pad Thai.
I don't even know what it is.
What that is. Yeah, what is that?
I wouldn't even know what
It
to
is
order.
a Chinese dish, which is noodles with a sauce that has either and sprouts and cilantro, and you either put beef or chicken or whatever with the Pad Thai. It's a noodle dish.
Let's call them up and have them deliver it while we're on the show.
Number 4. Now here's one that really this one really is the cat's meow for Kurt. You are wrong if you're having sushi delivered.
Oh boy.
What?
Wow.
Why would you have really?
That's as bad as having oysters delivered.
And you know what? This one guy told me. This is a buddy of mine, and we're going to get him some CBD. I don't think he's mentally right. You know what he says?
What?
I don't want to have to tip. And now everybody everywhere you go now they hand you that deal, and where you got to hit the button for the tip. They guilt you into doing it. I won't do it. I won't. I'll give you a couple of bucks, or if you did really good, you'll get a nice tip. But handing all these places that are handing you now, where they have the pretty girl or the really cool kid that comes up and gives you and hands it, puts it right in your face. I'm like, shame on y'all, because you know what the sad part is? Not a lot of that money goes to the right people.
Yes, correct.
So anyway, sushi, I don't go to the freaking sushi bar. Number 3, mac and cheese. And then I had to find out where they're getting their mac and cheese from. I was blown away. You order mac and cheese and have it delivered?
Wow.
Number 2.
Can I guess it? Number
What?
2. I'm going to say fried chicken.
You know what? That is actually number 1.
Oh, really? Above pizza?
Whoa.
Well, pizza you got to pull out, because most of the pizza, even though it's most delivered, it's not a Grubhub, because
It's from the pizza place.
from the pizza places.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I started that out at the beginning, Bo. I said
I know, but I only listen about half the time on the show.
Number 2 is chicken sandwiches.
Chicken sandwiches.
Yeah, and get this. Popeyes and Chick-fil-A are the number 1 and 2 ordered. That Popeyes chicken sandwich, and now that Kentucky Fried Chicken sandwich, that thing's freaking ginormous.
But wouldn't that fall in the same category as the pizza? Because usually it comes from the same place. Like,
No, Popeyes doesn't sell pizza.
No, but they sell chicken sandwiches. It's the same principle. Popeyes and Chick-fil-A, they sell chicken sandwiches.
I know.
But that's what I'm saying. They sell those.
Dave, am I missing something here?
I don't think you are. No.
I don't think I am. Where did you cross over with pizza and chicken
Well,
sandwiches?
you said pizza brings you from the pizza place that makes the pizza. Well, so does Chick-fil-A and so does Popeyes. They bring you the sandwiches that they make.
But they don't deliver it.
Oh, okay. I got you.
That's where people, we're talking about Grubhub and DoorDash here.
Okay, all right. Chicken sandwiches is
Oh, boy. Dave. Dave.
What are we going to do? We can't get through the rest of the show like this.
Who's on first base? What base? Second base? No, first base.
So chicken sandwiches is number
Hey, everybody
2.
stick with me here. This is what I have to deal with every day. And then number 1 on the list was chicken fingers and fries.
There you go. That's cool.
Now, here's the thing. Do you really believe those French fries are going to be hot when they get to the house? So what y'all do now, this is what blows me away. So I was talking to some people. You know what they do?
What?
they turn on their air fryer, so when the French fries get there, they're reheating the fries.
But I'll tell you, when you reheat those fries in an air fryer, they're just as good as they come out of the.
That's not true.
I promise you.
How can they be? How can you get them right over the counter where even when you put on ketchup, it burns your mouth a little bit?
Yeah, I don't get them that much like that.
Why would you have food delivered knowing you're going to have to recook it?
Well, I'm not going to argue with that, but I don't know. There are some things that I don't like getting it and having to reheat, and I don't like sandwiches.
Do y'all have food delivered regularly?
No, I don't have anything delivered. They don't want to come to my house.
Are you a door ding kind of guy?
I don't do it. No, I want to go get the food.
Yeah.
I actually want to go sit in the restaurant,
Yes.
even if it's by myself.
I don't even want to take it home if I go and get it. I want to eat it there.
Yeah, we got a place right down the street called Nicky's. They got the best, one of the best thin crust pizzas. Phenomenal. And we just do cheese pizza with fresh basil.
Yeah.
I'm good if it's the real good cheese.
Right.
Which these folks here, they're in a place called Aquarios. Phenomenal pizzas. And so I said, yeah, I'll do Nicky's pizza. And all of a sudden, ding, 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 the door.
1 minute.
They're dropping it off. I'm like, what are we doing here? How much was that? Oh, well, it was 15% off. 15% off of what?
The delivery fee.
And they say, well, gas prices. Let me stop. I am not that guy. So there's your top 10 and 10. All-time delivery across the United States is pizza, but that does not fall into the Grubhub, DoorDing, and all that other kind of stuff. But I was kind of blown away with who has donuts delivered.
That is insane.
Donuts over hamburgers or cheeseburgers? That's crazy to me.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
All right, we got to take a break. Top of the hour. Thanks so much for joining us. Don't go away because we'll be right back.
Clear.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I don't even understand why anybody thinks of having a donut delivered. I mean, I don't know what makes the person think.
Don't you want to be standing in that line and looking over the shoulder and seeing what's left?
Yeah,
what you want?
and get it nice and warm right there and eat it right there.
Well, my grandson, his grandparents spoil him. They have these custom-made donuts delivered every weekend.
Oh, wow.
I mean, you wouldn't believe these donuts. I didn't know they made donuts like this. And so my little Logan and Lily, they are spoiled. Boy,
Yeah, I bet they are.
And they open it up and they got every character in the world in this box. And, you know, they can only eat one. But anyway, when I go, I'm a sucker for one donut. You know what that is?
I would say probably, oh man, just a regular glaze.
Mm-mm.
The what do they call the cake? Plain cake.
No. Apple fritter.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember you like
a real where you got chunks of apple in it.
Right.
The Granny Smith.
All right. I remember that.
I'm a sucker because I'll go in there with my grandson, knowing I've been on this very strict diet.
And did you resist?
No. No.
Gotcha.
It's a booger. I am a sucker for apple fritters. I'm not
but having one every now and then is like
I'm not a Krispy Kreme guy at all. I think there's too much stuff on it, but my wife says
What's
I
the
need
one?
to eat Shipley's.
What's the one they used to bring to me all the time? That was fabulous.
Oh, that was Southern Made.
They were awesome.
Oh, donut balls.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, when we'd go over to Norm Reeves.
Yeah, baby.
Well, it was Huggins at the time.
Right.
And that lady right there on the corner. Oh,
I just eat a ton of them.
She would always say, I know what you like. Well, those are for my buddy.
Yeah, she knew what I liked.
They would melt in your mouth.
Oh,
I don't know how she did it.
They were phenomenal.
Yeah,
and
but
now I miss them.
But I can imagine going, yeah, DoorDing, could you bring me an apple fritter and a thing of milk? Really? Really? I don't get it.
Oh, by the way, your milk's a little warm. Don't worry about it.
I don't get it. I want to go to the dance. I don't want the dance to come to me. I never have. I'm very old school. I like conversation.
Well, the other thing,
I like handshakes and hugs. I am not that guy. You know what? My wife, she gets mad at me for one thing drives her crazy about. Well, there's probably a lot of things, but one thing that she does not like.
What?
I don't respond to a lot of text messages.
Oh, yeah. I know that. She's right about that.
I had a buddy that sent me a message and he goes, hey, man, thanks for all your help. Sure do love you. And she goes,
that's it? You're not going to say thank you or nothing?
Well, he already said what he wanted to say.
But you needed to respond and say, well,
no, take that word out. Need.
Well, you should respond. It'd
Do
be
you respond
nice,
to all your messages?
well, you know what? You're so big into manners. and people having manners
Best with Twist
and
25
yet you don't
GHGA
have the
free.
manners
That's
enough to say, hey, thanks for
twist25.com.
saying that.
Yeah, but these are
I'm on
these
Melinda's
are like
side
really
here.
close friends.
Belinda, I'm on your side.
I don't get it.
On the road again, baby.
You're up.
On the road again.
Next Saturday, we'll be on the
can't
road
wait to
again
get on the road again.
in Fort Worth, Texas, making music.
I can't wait to get on the road again. 800-281-8255. Nobody's calling in. What's wrong with you people? Y'all will call DoorDang and Grubhub and all the rest of them, and you won't give us a jingle. Are you kidding me? Wow. Okay. Southern Made.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. Because, Charlie, there was that Southern Made Cliffs Don't. Yeah, you put it down. That is outstanding.
Yep.
We lived by Cliffs Donuts at Story Road in Shady Grove.
Yes, sir.
You know, they still have a Cliffs Donuts in Irving. I was over there singing Raymond Sweet, and I drove by, and it's in the old Long John Silver's. They moved it because they mowed that whole area down. But they still have Cliffs Donuts, and they're still Southern Made, and they're still really, really good. That is outstanding. Thanks, Charlie. 800-281-8255 is the number. That's 800-281-8255. If it's a Nissan, it's Burleson Nissan. My buddy Justin Crane, 35 in Renfro Road.
Row.
I was over there and I spent an hour. I love that guy. I love him. Him and I sit and joke and laugh and have a grand old time. We're solving the world's problem. But he is so dialed into the auto industry and makes and models and what's coming down the pipeline. 3 brand new cars under $25,000. Used cars took another bump. 31.5 for the average good, clean used car. 51,000, right under 52 for new. I'm telling you, when you can buy a brand new Nissan under $25,000 plus the certified vehicles, boy, if it's a Nissan, go no further than 35 in Renfro Road.
Row.
See Justin Crane or go to burlesonnissan.com. That's burlesonnissan.com. So,
If you're tuned into our live stream, there's a QR code that's right above my head. All you have to do is take a picture of that, and it'll take you right to the automotiveedge.com website. So it's a real simple way to do that. Just take a picture of that, or you know how to do it, where you put your phone over there and then hit the little yellow button or screen thing it shows right to the automotiveedge.com website. So I just want to let you know that's what that QR code is right there.
All right, I want to clear something up. Good morning, Darlene. Let me just tell you, your credit, I want to be very clear about this because this was a big issue for the last couple of weeks. Your credit does not determine the price of a car. Does not. Has nothing to do with it. Remember that. Your credit does not determine the price of the car.
Let me ask you a quick question right there. Does it, a lot of places not willing to give you much of a discount knowing your credit's not good?
There again, credit does not determine the price of the car.
But do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right?
You'll hear that. I say that too. Well, you got some bad credit here, so we have to.
Can't give you that big a discount or whatever.
It was all BS.
Right. Okay.
100%.
So that's what I'm getting at.
So what your credit, and good morning, Susan. Your credit will determine how much you can finance, but does not determine the price. It doesn't. Got nothing to do with it. Either they're going to get you financed, they'll have an interest rate, and then it's going to be how much car you can afford based on your credit score and your debt to ratio. So when they put all these factors together, and a lot of people are filling out credit apps, and you got to put down gross income. It says gross income. You go, well, see, after taxes and this, that, and the other, I have this much. I'm like, that's not what you do.
If you make 1,000 and you clear 800, you put the 1,000 down.
Yeah, it's gross income before taxes, before child support, or before alimony, or before investments, or before 401k. Anything. It's gross income. Because right next to that, you know what it says? Other income. Put down your gross income, and then your interest rate will be based on your credit, period. But there is fluctuation. Remember that. Like Dan was saying, he put some people in there with 589, got a good rate, and drove off in a new car. those are all different, but it does not determine the price. Your credit will determine if you're looking at a $30,000 car and the bank looks at it and says, okay, well, look, after the bills come out, blah, 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 they're going to, we're not going to let them have a $650 payment. We're going to give them a $550 payment. You have to find that car around $26,000 versus $32,000. That's what will happen. It's called a condition loan. They'll lend you this much money, which has to correspond with this much payment based on the information that they have. So don't think for a minute that, well, I want a $30,000 car. Oh, well, guess what? It's got nothing to do with it. And so when people call me and say, here's what they told me, I want you're at the wrong dealership. Wrong dealership. Credit determines rate and how much they'll finance, not the price. You may have to come down on vehicle. You may have to come down on options. You may have to go from new to pre-owned because that's what works into the criteria set by the bank. But if they're going to finance you on a $25,000 vehicle, it doesn't mean that they get to charge you sticker. Well, we have to charge you this price because no. Don't buy into that. Well, what they told me, that's what you got me for. 38 years in the industry. I'll never steer you wrong, and I'll give you the hardcore numbers of what you can or can't do. But too many people are falling into that trap, and it's just not a good, healthy thing where I'm going, time out. Well, they said, the bank said, you know what? Here's the thing. They have a call sheet, and you can see what that bank said on the call sheet. It'll tell you. So be careful. If you're not sure or you have that aha moment or that epiphany that something, I remember what Kurt was saying, time out, let me call Kurt, because once we connect, you'll have my cell number to stop that craziness where the guy goes, well, he told me because I had a 636 Beacon that I had to have a fully protected contract and I had this, and this. That is not true. There's no such thing as a fully protected contract that the bank wants to see.
Or any
no
other
such thing.
Or anything additional to that to make the thing go down.
Yep. And I hear that, well, time out. I will clear the air on that really, really quick. And this year, I probably had 20, 30 people. They walked out of the dealership. And luckily, they called me, and we got them with somebody that went, time. That's just not true. Now, the call the bank gave on your loan has to follow you if you're going from Chevy to Chevy or Volkswagen to Volkswagen or Ford to Ford. That call has to stay with the lender that made the call. They may have another bank. Let's say that they don't use, they go to Chase or Wells Fargo or the credit unions that they use, wherever, they can get a different call on that. They don't have to stay on the same song sheet they did with their primary lenders. Other than that, don't buy into it. And that's where you hear me say it. Bo preaches it all the time. Know before you go. That way, when you're an educated buyer going in, going, time out. Hang on one second. I've been put on speaker 4 times. And you know what they all say? Well, I think we have just a little misunderstanding.
Yeah, of course you do.
Oh, no, we don't have I don't have a misunderstanding. I know exactly how this works because I've done it all.
And there's no charge.
Yeah.
That's the biggest kicker of all, because everybody goes like, okay, what's the deal? What you going to hit me with? Blah, blah. What's the bottom? There is no charge for this service. So sit back, relax, and enjoy what you need to be having in your life by contacting Kurt, your advocate to the automobile world.
Yeah, I did have somebody hand me something.
1 minute.
And it was a Dr. Pepper Zero.
You took that one, right?
I took it.
Occasionally.
They're like my pie, but my pie lady's gone, so I don't get that.
But no money, none of that.
I'll never ask for a dime.
And
the people that send me checks or referrals, they go back, and I say, you have to put adopt a teacher on that or I can't accept it. And the money goes into a fund, and we support our teachers. Nothing in my pocket. Got it? Super. Let's take a quick break. When we get back, hold on to your seats. Bo knows coming in here at the bottom of the hour here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show. We'll be right back.
All clear.
Okay, we're clear.
Thanks, everybody, for joining in. Susan Whitmore, how are you? You remember Susan?
The name really is familiar.
Yeah, it's another one of my...
Oh, of course. I'm not even going to say nothing.
Yep.
There it is.
Yeah, what a gorgeous day we have today here in the great state of Texas.
Sure is.
And we hope everybody, wherever you're listening, because now we're nationally syndicated through Westwood One, so you can be anywhere in the United States and pick up the radio show.
And you can also go to your smart speaker from anywhere and say, hey, whatever you call your smart speaker, and say, play 100.7 FM, the word, and it's right there. Just like rubbing that globe. The genie come popping out of the hat, playing it. So cool. It's very easy. Or if you have a radio, you can actually turn it to 100.7 FM. What are you looking at me for?
I don't get it.
It's so easy for them to
Why
do
would
that.
you want to tell? I'm telling you, you folks with all of this AI and speaking and talking to speakers, and it tells me you're lonely.
Yeah.
It tells me you're lonely. So we can dialogue, we can talk, we can text back and forth, but I don't do emojis. I don't do abbreviations. I don't do none of that stuff. Say what you want to say.
Emojis.
When we're talking. I was kind of blown away that my buddy Charlie Davis put a LOL on there.
How about that, huh?
What's up with that, Charlie? Yeah, I'm not that guy. And my wife laughs at me. She's always correcting me. And because I don't understand the lingo, I don't want to understand the lingo because I didn't understand it in the first place. Say what you want to say. I don't get it. That's why our kids are, you know what the number one word these kids are saying now growing up?
They're saying they're having communication with AI,
No,
like relationships.
The word these kids are using every day.
Whatever. Or like.
Like.
Yeah.
What's it like? And they stop and look at me like I got a booger hanging out of my nose. No, what do you mean? Well, you said like 10 times. What is it like? And they don't understand the question, which means they don't understand what they're saying. Here's the way God designed us. You cannot have two thoughts at the same time. Possible. Impossible. And so people are talking so fast and they're having two thoughts at the same time. Well, you know, like the other day I was driving and like I looked up and my daughter, she'll hang up the phone on me. She'll say, Amanda, what's it like? Here we go again. No, we're not going anywhere because I don't understand what you're saying. I don't get it. What is it like? What does it compare to? What spectrum did it get involved with? What's on your mind? Say it. Speak properly. Now, if you say, I like Dr. Pepper Zero, okay.
But not comparing it to, the whole thing is about comparing it like this to like that. So just use it as the example. For example, this situation reminds me of that or similar to that, but we've just narrowed it down to like, and yet it's like and then like again, and they're not really comparing.
Well, like that's all I know. So like I gotta say.
Yeah, like that. It's just exactly like that.
You know what? I was talking to a buddy of mine's daughter, and I said, "What was the first thing that you liked?" She goes, "What do you mean?" I said, "We've had a conversation," and I marked. I said, "You said like 16 times,
and don't even know what she likes."
She goes, "You're counting my likes?" I mean, yeah. So what was the first like? And she calls her.
A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Mr. Chase is a butthead, and he goes, "What?" He goes, "He wanted to know what I liked."
Whoa, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa.
You're up.
Whoa. 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 Whoa.
Yes.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
It's the Bo Knows segment here at 10:30 every Saturday morning here on 100.7 FM, The Word. And if you've just joined us, our first time tuning in, this is an automotive show. We're to help you with all your buying, selling, leasing, parts, service, whatever you need in the automobile world. We're here to help with Kurt Chase by going to theautomotiveedge.com. and let him lead you the way to save you time, money, and all those good things. And we're going to get back to some more automobile talk here shortly. But now,
real quick, Dorothy says, I don't get in and I can't be bothered with Alexa Siri. I don't know what Siri is.
That's what you call your speaker.
Or Siri. Always,
Siri.
they're all robots. I love talking to humans.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, call your human person up and tell them turn the radio on so you can
get your butt off the couch. Go do
it. Well, sometimes when you run into something, you scratch your head and go, well, I didn't know that. But I did a little research on something that was happening to me, and guess what? Bo knows now. So on the Bo knows segment today, I was realizing that there was something going on with one of my debit cards. And I'll get into that in just a second. And so when I started investigating, the Consumer Reports reported that the average American person is losing $3,200 a year in hidden fees, surcharges, fake pricing, all the different things like that. $3,200 a year, the average American is losing those funds to those kind of situations. Well, I was looking at my bank statements on occasions, and I ran across where, because I use my debit card about 95% of the time, and I was seeing these, like, for example, if the fee that I paid was $50, then I'd see it was showing like $52 or $53, or $60 that I bought something for, it was showing $64. I'm going, what's that all about? I mean, a debit card is like cash. It's the same, not really any different than doing that. And so I'm saying, well, that's weird. I know that a lot of merchants can charge you a surcharge for your debt, your credit card.
Yeah, because they don't want to pay the fee.
And I know
Now
that
they're adding it.
right. So when they get set up with a bank or whatever to take credit cards, the credit card company charges them to use that. So they pass it on. I kind of get that. And actually, technically, Texas banned that. But then the federal government overstepped that and said that's unconstitutional. So it's anywhere from like 2 to 4%, depending on what state you're in, where you get the charge for that. But here's one thing I want to tell you, Mr. Merchant. If you're doing this, if you're charging a surcharge to a debit card, you are against the law. It's against the law to do that. U.S. surcharging a customer for paying with a debit card violates both federal consumer protection frameworks and major card network rules. And they don't play. And I know that I went to a restaurant and they charged me to use my debit card, and I confronted them about it. Well, our manager's at this other location. I said, well, call him up on the phone. And they supposedly did, but they came back and said, well, it can't do anything about it. Okay. Well, if you want to go down that road, there's a lot of penalties involved. And I don't know why that people want to think that they can get away with that. And you know what? If someone turns you in, you can get fined up to $1,000 per violation. Have you run into that where you get charged for a debit card use?
I've called them on it a couple of times and they took it off. That's why I'm going to tell you what, then put everything back.
Yeah.
And everything has to reverse everything. They call the manager over and go, okay, we'll re-ring it. And then the charge was whatever. And they re-rang it with a discount on one. So I'm out. I'm not coming in here because my bank, if you don't have a certain balance in each one of the accounts, and I looked at one and it got under a certain amount by like $80, and all of a sudden 25. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you're shy 100 something bucks, whatever, 50 something bucks, whatever it was on your account. I went, close the account. I'm leaving the bank.
Right.
And I showed up and she goes, what are you doing? I said, I'm shutting everything down. You got to be kidding me. They erased all of them. And I went, no, I'm not playing this. I said, I got money moving with all my businesses and everything. So one came up short and you hit me with $150 in fees over a period of time. You're out.
Well, that was one of the areas too that they had talked about being best word I can think of right now is taken advantage of with these hidden fees and all that. But they're everywhere.
Well, you're probably one of very few that even notice it.
Well, I did
because society moves so fast, they're not paying attention.
Well, there were so many other areas, and one of the big areas was, and I know this is going to strike a chord with you, was hospital bills.
Oh yeah,
doctor fabricated bills, and I know you talk to me about that all the time. Where you get hit with, what's this? What's that? What's
now
this?
There's a new law, and it's to wrap it all up, it's a surprise law that once the bills are done, if like when I went to the ER, those ER doctors are contracted. They're not most of them aren't part of the hospital. And they waited till after the deadline and they tacked on another $2,600.
Yeah.
And then it showed up on my bureau as a charge off.
Wow.
Well, I went back to my insurance company. They called the doctor and the hospital. Wait a minute, you missed your timeline. But you got to be on your game.
Well, and again, that's why I'm bringing this up today, because that's the kind of dollar. And if you've got hey, call us up. We'd like to hear from you if you've run into this yourself about certain things of these hidden fees or surcharges that you just don't get. They're talking about even in utility payments. They're talking about another one is big on rental cars, and also in places where
hotels.
Wow. I mean. And the other thing too that gets me, and I was looking at this. I don't buy tickets anymore to go anywhere because I can't afford to go to these pro games and stuff. But you go and you select, you look for a seat, you find a seating area you want to go, and it's say $60 for the seat. Well, by the time you get through with that, it's $100 and something.
Taxes and fees.
And you go, what? I'm buying this ticket online. I'm not talking to anybody. You're going to email me the ticket. And why all these fees? And you mentioned hotels. And the thing about it is, I think what a lot of people get, they don't argue about it much, I don't think. But for example, like a hotel, you get this hotel price. Then you go, oh, guess what? What are all the things that they add to that?
Oh, yeah.
They even say they can even add like Wi-Fi charges that you didn't think about, or all these crazy things. And if I'd like to know if you've run into some of those things like that, when you consider that the average American a year is losing $3,200, that's serious money that has been hidden somewhere, that's been falsely put in there, or a surcharge of why.
1 minute.
So if you have some ideas,
pay attention.
Yeah, that's the big thing right there, and that's why I wanted to bring it up today, because if you are a merchant and you're charging a customer a percentage or surcharge for that debit card, you better look out, because people now know it because of what Bo Knows brought to the table.
Yeah.
800-281-8255. 800-281-8255. We're going to take a quick break. When we get back, my top picks for the week here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show on the Word 100.7 FM.
Clear.
Thank you. Yeah, I was shocked.
Well, there's a gas station right down the road, and it says with debit with credit, and it's illegal.
Yes.
I'm going, wow.
So you knew about that, huh?
Well, the sad
about
part
not being able to be charged for debit card use. It's cash.
That's why a lot of dealers, when people come in with certain cards to buy a car, they want all those points. We're like, we don't do it.
Right.
Like, what do you mean? Well, we're not going to pay that astronomical fee so you can get your points. Not going to do it. And we couldn't add. Here's the deal. When I was managing a dealership, on the proposal to you, it would say retail, purchase, lease, and the next two lines were your financing and our financing. And man, the state came in And he goes, "Who's running the place?" I said, "That would be me." He goes, "You can't do this. Just because they're not financing with you, they're not paying more money." And lo and behold, we decided to push that a little bit, and they shut us down for a day on a Saturday and didn't let us pick our day and went, "Here, well, you can't have a salesperson here. Your service can be open, but you're not selling no cars, and you got to stop this."
Yeah.
So that, and I get it. When you talk to local business owners like Ralph Paul with your CBD store, the fees that he pays for credit cards, and then the additional money now that he's paying for shipping. I just went and bought stamps, Forever stamps. They're 78 cents a piece now.
Well, I got a little
going up and up. And
well,
up,
here's
and you get nickeled and dimed.
Okay. I'm glad you brought that up, because in July it's going up to 82 cents. And I was at the post office the other day with the sweet lady that runs it there in my hometown. And I said, "I don't get it." She said, "What do you mean you don't get it?" I said, "Well, I noticed that 78 now, but it's going to 82 in July." I said, "Why bother? Because you guys don't even deal in pennies. Why not just take it to 85? She said, "You're right. We're wondering the same thing. We don't take pennies and we don't give pennies. So it's going to be 85 no matter what."
Yeah.
And I said, "So why did they bother doing that?" And so it's a scam. And I think, to me, it seems like a scam. Like, "Oh, it's only 82 cents for a stamp or whatever, but you're going to be paying 85 cents for it anyway." She said, "I don't get it." Just one of those odd moments where you go like, "Okay, why bother?
Yeah.
Just make it 85 and call it a day." I'd just be honest about it.
Yep.
Don't hide behind it's only 82 cents. And because pennies don't exist in that environment anymore.
Yep.
So I don't know. It's a strange deal out there. But if you're a merchant and you're charging a fee for someone using a debit card, you might want
results are sent directly to your email.
Yeah, the results are sent directly to your email.
Good morning, Robert Coronado Sanchez
in the corner.
That's right.
In the red trunks. I love those guys that announce that. Thank you.
Well, thanks so much for joining us here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show. 800-281-8255. 800-821-8255.
Our talk.
And this segment goes to the folks over at Driver's Edge. Go to mydriversedge.com. That's mydriversedge.com. Take a look at what they're doing now at a location nearest you. All the free inspections that they're doing to let you know about your fluids, your tires, your brakes. They got it going on. I'm telling you, it is unbelievable. The tire pricing, you don't need to go to that big box store anymore. There's nobody beating their prices on tires. And right now, at some location, based on the product, buy two, get two free. I mean, the tire distributors and manufacturers are working with these guys. We got gas prices really come down. Ours has come down almost 50 cents a gallon here locally.
Yeah, that's good.
And so they're going, "Well, I need to save money." Well, when it comes to servicing your car, repairs on your car, tires on your car, go to mydriversedge.com. And then they got that special going on, full synthetic oil. The place, mydriversedge.com, a 23-year sponsor of the Automotive Edge Radio Show. That's mydriversedge.com. Let's go to my picks of the week. And I got to tell you something. The Ford Mustang is absolutely incredible what they've done with this car. The coolest part that I find is all the different makes and models and changes that are available on this car. You can do so many things with American Muscle. I mean, there's very few vehicles out there, if you think about that, you can do so many changes to. Number one is a Jeep. They do more accessorizing and changing on a Jeep next to pickup trucks, because pickup trucks are a given, than any other product out there. It's Jeeps, and then you have your Mustang, you have your Corvette, and that's all the American. Well, your Chargers.
Charger, I was going to say, yeah.
But boy, these Ford Mustangs, what you can do with them,
we've seen some that's just, oh my gosh,
yeah,
through the roof of what they can do with these cars.
I'm telling you, if I had extra money, that Black Horse would be in my garage.
Oh my gosh!
Not even blink about it, because the cockpit of that is so completely different now for guys my size that can really enjoy that car. And they start at 30 grand. You can get a very well equipped Mustang for $30,000.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, and then you can just go to town with all the great things that they can do to that automobile. Second, the Toyota Crown. When the Crown first came out, you know, inquiring minds want to know, and Toyota called me up, said, hey, come check it out. And I opened up the door and I went, what did y'all do? I didn't get it. It was so ugly. Leather wouldn't have helped this vehicle. I don't know what we could have done to make this thing any better. It was just ugly. Now, starting at $44,000, which is, now these are MSRPs
Right.
for the Crown XLE. Boy, oh boy, I was opening the doors and going through the Crown the other day, and have they really, really, really redesigned and changed these vehicles up. That is the ride, the drive, the handling, the heavy feel of the Toyota Crown is darn impressive. And the amenities and the way they've laid this vehicle out, no doubt about it, this is the cat's meow. So you have the Ford Mustang at $30K, the Toyota Crown at $44,000, and then the Hyundai Elantra. You know, so many cars now have gone to a conservative look, or really ugly look, or an off-road look. You look at what Lexus is doing on their 450s, 550s. They look like they're ready to hit the trails. I know a lot of people taking a $100,000 rig off-road and beating the snot out of it, but I'm sure there's few and far between that do. And then you take a look at some of the other products out there that aren't making changes for 4 or 5 years. They can't afford to. They so heavily invested in electric that they're writing off billions of dollars in losses. And so they're kind of just leaving things alone until they come out of some of this financial debt and then start that cycle of rebuilding. Well, Hyundai, and this thing starts, the Hyundai Elantra, at $22,000.
Wow.
And this thing is good looking. I mean, it's a good looking rig. Every one of the models, from the standard Elantra to their sport edition, they offer so many configuration and cool colors. And for me, staying with the time, and I know there's a lot of people out there that are very conservative and like just the, you know, the basics, but to see what Hyundai is doing, you know, changing up the Sonata, the Elantra, the Palisade, they're coming out with colors and designs that are just totally off the hook. So Hyundai is really, really moving the needle on design and looks and giving you a nice flair where you're not showing up. You know, the most bought cars now are white and gray. And you pull up to these car lots and it is pretty doggone vanilla out there, where you look and it's either gray, silver, and then they call some of it gunmetal or galactic gray. I mean, but it's gray. It's still gray. And then white. And then if you're out driving right now and you're listening to the show, start counting the dark color cars that you see on the road. It is unbelievable. Well, Hyundai has taken a different path, and there's several manufacturers that are doing it, that are coming out with really, really cool colors, but they're sticking with cool designs, cool style wheels, and a real friendly interior. So that's my top three. You got the Ford Mustang at $30,000, and you got employee pricing right now with Ford as well. So you're getting the best of a lot. And then the Toyota Crown starting at $44,000, and the Hyundai Elantra at $22,600 for a lot of car. And here's the thing. Go spend the time driving, because every one of these cars that I drove this week, I enjoyed driving. And I got to tell you, I don't enjoy them all. There's some cars that I get in and I'm looking around, I'm looking at the cockpit. It is terrible what it takes to find the gas button. It's incredible what it takes to find the rear hatch button or the trunk button. I'm going, one guy goes, you're not going to find it on the dash. It's down in the door panel, and you got to kind of look into it. And I'm like, you're serious. And so some of the design and aesthetics out there, I don't get, I don't understand. But sometimes by spending the time driving, there's some things that I don't like that I could overlook because of the ride, the drive, the handling, and the looks, because I'm a very, very visual person. I was looking at a car the other day, and it was, the guy was, it was incredible. He goes, we're taking $12,000 off. you ought to come take a look at it. Right when I walk up, look, I was like, man, that thing's so
You
great.
could take $100,000 off his do it. Give me the car. and
Yeah,
you
you
would-
have to give me the title to the car, and then
I'll turn around and
I would
sell it.
drive it as a courtesy for a very, very short amount of time. But here again, the feel of the wheel makes the deal.
Yep.
Spend the time driving the automobile, because I'm telling you, as time is going on, you're not going to believe by 2030 what you're going to have available to you to drive. It's just the technology that's coming out. A lot of these manufacturers are downsizing and dumbing down their cars because there's just too much stuff. You get into these BMWs and Mercedes and Audi, there's enough buttons on there where you're in the cockpit of a 747.
Yeah.
I don't get it. A lot of people like all that stuff. Mazda made one of the first big moves. Not only do they want to be looked at as that up and coming luxury brand, but they dummied everything down into that one little area. So you do have to learn the infotainment system, but it's all right there. You're not looking around and how do I adjust the steering wheel and all the buttons to the left. I mean, my wife's new vehicle, man, that thing got enough buttons on it.
I know.
And she spent all the time figuring it out. I don't have that patience. I want everything simplified. And you, the consumers, have been saying that for the longest time, that you want stuff that's dummied down. You don't care about all the stuff. And it's coming. You're going to see a lot more of that coming down the pipeline. So anyway, I've got 3 more picked out. I've actually got 6 vehicles picked out for next week that I'll be out test driving. There's some new stuff coming out. I'm finally getting my hands on one of the new Preludes. I'll be out driving it next week.
Awesome.
And giving you the updates. So if there's a maker model, something that you want to get reviewed, you want me to check out that we haven't talked about, or I need to talk about it again, go to theautomotiveedge.com or shoot me a message and say, hey, Kurt, we'd like you to take a look at this. And I'll go out and test drive it and do my reviews and tell you all about it and share that with you here and others. You wouldn't believe that your questions and the things that you're concerned about have changed people's mind or helped them to buy an automobile. So coming up at the top of the hour, it's your questions and our answers, the Q&A here on the Automotive Edge radio show on the Word 100.7 FM. And coming up, who builds the best car? I get that all the time. If you were to pick a car, which is always a tough question because what I like and what you like are always different. My needs and your needs are different. My blind spots and your blind spots are different. The way I drive and the way you drive, I promise.
Nobody wants to drive like Kurt drives, so I can just tell you that right now.
Well, I make sure a car does what they say it'll do.
Yeah. If he's test driving the car, you'll be in good hands after you get a hold of it.
Or anything I buy, when they talk about
Yes.
reliability and durability, we're going to make you back it up.
Going to make sure it's that way.
Yeah, when I say prove it, I mean prove it.
Want to let you know too about Spotify. That is the podcast for the Automotive Edge with Kurt. So if during the week you're working out or walking your pets and stuff like that and get your little headsets on, just go to Spotify and listen to these podcasts. You'll learn a lot through those hearings of those shows. So check that out. And also on YouTube, go to YouTube and subscribe to the channel. That's the Automotive Edge Radio YouTube channel. Hit that. And there's a lot of great things there too on top of our live feed.
Let's take a quick break. 800-281-8255 is the Automotive Edge radio show, helping you with all your automotive needs here on the Word 100.7, part of the Salem Media Network. Don't go away. Got another hour coming up here on the Automotive Edge. Be right back.
Clear.
And he's gone. Thank you, Jesus. Well, thanks everybody for hanging on. My sweet cousin Ralph Paul, Charlie Davis, and all our friends. Susan Whitmore, well, I haven't seen you in a while. Long time. So good to have you on board. Darlene Howe. Everybody else that's hanging out, be sure to like and share, because there's going to be a time where someone's going to need help with the car. And it's always better be prepared than not. And I got a call the other day, and the guy goes, "Hey, thanks for helping me out." And he goes, "What?" And he goes, "I was in a car wreck." And I said, "Well, how did I help you out?" And he goes, "I remember you told me to put that body shop, that information in the glove box, so the car went right there versus going to the yard where they just take it to, and then there's all these other fees for their pickup and storage versus getting it right to the body shop." And it's these little things that will help you with. We had another couple that said, "Hey, thanks so much, because we put everything in that car in the trunk that you told us about, and 2 of those items came in handy." Beautiful. So there's always something that'll help you with your automotive needs, or hopefully here on the show, and get you taken care of. And be sure, the newsletter goes out on Thursday. If you haven't signed up, go to theautomotiveedge.com. Right when you get on it, there's the newsletter sign up, and it's been simplified. There's no verification needed that was really creating a problem before. And for whatever reason, I did transfer all 16 over to the list that went into my spam. I'm checking the spam every day. So sign up for that newsletter. We got some great articles coming out that are going to help you. And one of them was, we're going to dispel a myth on a couple of products people are waiting to come out that in my lifetime you're not going to see. But they believe it is coming out.
Well, it might.
Yeah.
Never know.
When pigs have wings.
He also, speaking of spam, he likes to fry spam too. So
ain't nothing wrong with a piece of fried spam.
I saw that can the other day in the supermarket.
Fried spam with a little bit of mustard on a bun.
Would you eat fried spam, Dave? Oh,
sorry about that. I was on the phone. What did you say?
Would you eat fried spam?
I would give it a try. I don't really care for spam, but I'd give that a try.
All that.
Yeah, you cut off a thick slice and grill it and put it on a bone with some mustard.
Slice. You know what I did the other day, though?
You like fried bologna?
I was just going to. I air fried my bologna the other day.
Stop it. Stop it.
It was really good.
No, that's not even, that's just dumb.
It was great.
Why did you even bring it up? You went so far down the total.
I had an air fried bologna sandwich, and it was really good.
Air does not fry.
Well, it sure looked good to me. It sure looked fried to me. Cooked. I know that doesn't have the grease like when you fry it. Now, when you fry it, do you add any kind of lard or stuff that you just the natural of?
I make the cuts on it where it doesn't fold up.
Right, of course.
Get a nice crust, mustard.
Just from its own.
You don't need to put anything in it.
Because it has its own grease in it.
And I want thick cut.
Yeah. Well, other than just going and getting it from the deli, you like the red one with the red thing?
Oh,
right?
That's the best way to go.
Yeah, exactly. And they're pretty thick cuts, too.
Bar Z.
There you go. Anyway.
Dude, get a freaking skillet out and do it right. You're dishonoring a fried bologna sandwich.
Okay, I'll try that.
Like you and your stinking hot dogs in the air fryer.
Yeah, they're great there, too, buddy. Sorry. I just throw them in there and turn on the whatever it is.
So do you use anything but the air fryer?
Oh, but a lot. And I'll tell you, it's really, really great to reheat things like for pizza.
All right.
Hey, Dave, would you do me a favor? Would you make me a promise?
Would you? Why you interrupted me with
when
him?
Bo's in that home, if you'll go by there once in a while and wipe that drool off his chin. And,
I'll do that.
So here's the deal. If you put a piece of pizza in a microwave, it just never comes out.
I don't ever microwave pizza.
It's nasty. It doesn't work.
I do it in the oven.
But if you put it in an air fryer, a couple of minutes in an air fryer is awesome.
Yeah, I've heated up some pizza. I've got that Emeril Lagasse Dutch oven door, whatever that you plug in this, and and I put it on a rack because I like my crust crispy. I don't like soft crust.
Yeah, I don't either. And boy, when you microwave a pizza, you might as well throw it in the trash for me. But also French fries, you can put them in the air fryer and for a minute or two, and I promise you, it's no better way to reheat French fries because they're bad in the microwave too. Throw them in there. They come.
I'd never do
that's nasty. But air fryer is a really good way to do a lot of things.
Ronnie Swain told me to slap you.
Uh,
So stop. I want you to stop with something. Don't you ever on this show again call bologna a fried bologna sandwich when you stick it in the machine. That is not a fried bologna sandwich.
okay, I said an air fried bologna.
It doesn't matter. That's a lazy man
But
bologna sandwich.
but I used an air fryer and I called it by its right name. I said it's an air fried bologna sandwich.
No, you can't use
Oh
that.
boy.
There's no such thing as a air fried bologna sandwich.
I cooked it in an air fryer. So it's
Okay.
an air fried bologna sandwich.
Your SRN
cook
program
bologna
begins in
machine.
60
That's what you
seconds.
need to be saying. That's like so un-American. Golly. I tell you what is it? You go to the butcher and get you a big bologna steak and put that on a green egg for about an hour. Oh,
So listen to this, Dave. We go to one of the best barbecue places sometimes that you can find the best barbecue. And guess what? What do you think Kurt orders when we go there?
I'm gonna say ribs.
nope.
A fried bologna sandwich.
Yipper.
At one of the best
Oh,
barbecue
wow.
places
All
in
right.
the country.
They smoke it and then they throw it on the griddle. And I got to tell you what, it is slap your mama good. It is so
Oh.
good.
I'm going, give me the brisket wet.
Oh, yeah. He eats a big hunk of fat with a
Oh,
little
it
bit
is
of meat
not a
on it.
bunch of
Oh,
fat.
now I do love the fat of brisket. That's
Yeah,
good.
I won't
See,
eat it.
thank you,
I
Dave.
won't.
Somebody does understand
I
the
went over to Heim's
Welcome
Barbecue
to
and
the
had their
Automotive
ribs.
Edge.com.
And
It's the bottom of the ninth.
a pound of ribs was 30. Get this, my dinner was $50
right.
for a pound of ribs, 3 slices of turkey and a side and an iced tea. $50, and they were the nastiest ribs I've ever eaten.
Ah, yeah. This the barbecue's gone.
They're wet,
Yeah.
and fat on
Oh, I
all
love
over
them.
them. I am
Why
out.
didn't you bring them home to me?
If I want a bunch of fat, I'll hang out with my brother. Not on my barbecue.
Oh, that's funny.
Hey, thanks so much for joining us. 800-281-8255. Give us a call. 800
We have a phone call.
281-8255. Let's go to the Automotive Edge hotline. Who do we have with us today?
My name is Susan.
Hey, Susan. How are you?
I'm all right.
What can we help you with?
So, are you ready for my question?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I'm about to purchase a used vehicle.
Uh-huh.
And so I was just wondering, what is your opinion on the top used SUVs out there right now?
On the what SUVs?
Used,
Okay.
pre-owned?
Yeah. You know what? The used market is very, very, very strong. Some of them are, your Toyotas, your Hondas, and everything are up there in price on the pre-owned. They're holding a very, 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 very high residual value. I would do this if I were you. Depending on what your price point is, buy certified pre-owned.
Are you looking for a large or
What does
mid-size?
that mean?
And-
Mid-size.
Okay.
What does certified mean?
And then buy from a dealership. Don't go to the box stores and buy, because if a dealer certifies that, they have to follow the stringent guidelines of what the manufacturer tells them they have to do to get you special financing and the warranty that comes with certified pre-owned. But that's the way I would buy it, because
Okay.
in the open market, we still have over 250,000 flood damage cars being sold right here in Texas, and over 3 million cars that have bogus state inspection stickers on them being sold here in the state of Texas. So certified pre-owned is the best way to go. And if I can help you with that, if you'll go to the automotiveedge.com and send me your information, you can tell me exactly what you're looking for, your price point, color, and I'll get, if not exactly, very, very close to what you're looking for. And then I'll look at the report on what was done to make sure you're getting the best price for the best product.
So do you have some of your top favorites for mid-size used?
I do. My one of my favorite is the Mazda CX-5, CX-70, CX-90. I like the Honda Passport. I like, depending on the size, whether you go with the Highlander or the CRV, possibly the Toyota 4Runner, are always really good. And here's one I'm going to throw into you is the Volkswagen Tiguan. That Volkswagen Tiguan, a lot of people don't even think about that or look at that brand. My buddy Dan Smith has a couple up there in Louisville. phenomenal vehicle and priced really, really well in the midsize SUV.
So if you'd
I've
like
been looking at the Passport
Yeah,
and
Passport,
Highlanders.
the Highlander, the Mazda CX-5, and the Volkswagen Tiguan, and then another one that you can get really good certified, which is a phenomenal vehicle, is the Nissan Rogue.
Okay.
And so that's those six are probably the best lineups in your certified.
Okay.
Do you want help with that?
What does that mean, certified?
Okay, so what happens is you get the vehicle in, somebody trades in the vehicle, they take that car back to the service department, and they go through it, and it has to be a certain year and so many miles on that car, and then the mechanic will come back and tell the salesman, hey, we can certify this car, which means the tires all have to match. It's got to be as close to a brand new vehicle as they can possibly make it. I mean, this thing, it can't have any body damage. It can't have any problem with the title. It can't have the interior destroyed. It can't have a bunch of paint work to it. It can't have a bunch of PDR. This thing has to be a really nice rig that they can put new tires on, make sure the brakes are, I mean, it's above and beyond a state inspection, because a lot of pre-owned cars out there, Susan, they'll make them good enough to pass state inspection and put it out there for sale.
Mm-hmm.
Where certified is, they have to do all this work and bring it to a standard, and then all of that information is turned over to the manufacturer, so that manufacturer can give you a special rate and put a certified warranty on that vehicle.
So otherwise, if you don't get that, then you're probably getting a vehicle that doesn't have a warranty at all.
Yeah, you have to buy an extended warranty to protect it.
So it's a better way to go.
Yeah. So if you want to leave your name and number with Dave, our producer, I can call you after the show and get some more details on what's really important to you. And
help you out.
I can give you a list of 3-4 vehicles and exactly who to go see, and we'll have everything set up before you even get there and take all the pressure and stress off of you.
Okay, well, I live in the Fort Worth area.
So do I.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we can help you with everything. So, Dave, do me a favor and get Susan's phone number. We'll put her on hold, and then I'll call you after the show. We'll have a conversation, get a little more details. That work for you?
That'll be fine.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for giving us a call here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show. We'll be talking to Susan shortly. Let's see, what do we got here? We got a couple of minutes, so let's answer a few questions. Then I want to get into who builds the best car. And one of the questions that comes in a lot is, Kurt, is it better to use the dealership financing or your bank? Go see what the rate is. Here's what I find all the time is that, not all the time, let's say 90% of the time, the dealership offers a better rate than your banks. Why? Well, because most of your banks, I don't know any banks out there outside of the manufacturer that's offering 0 APR. Nobody is except for the manufacturer. I haven't seen any lenders, and I check the big boys, the big credit unions, U.S. Bank, Wells Fargo, Chase, whatever the bank, and I'm looking at their rates daily. I don't see 1.9, 2.9, 3.9. Most of these rates that I'm seeing are starting north of 5%. So there's nothing wrong with checking with your bank. All the different credit unions, I call all my buddies, hey, what is USAA given? What is American Airlines given? What is Delta Airlines given? What is used to be Credit Union, it's now Credit Union of Texas, used to be Teachers Credit Union. What is DACU doing? And I'm looking at these all the time. So I'm going, hey, you've got a good rate. And there's some people that are loyal to their bank. We had a gentleman the other day that got 5.9 at his bank, and the dealer was offering 3.9 because I do everything through my bank, and 2 points didn't really matter to him. So be it. But check with your bank. All you got to do is go online, and they'll tell you, they'll have the score structure and the percentage down, where the dealer may have a lower rate and less money down. And if you're not real sure, go to theautomotiveedge.com, shoot me your name and number, and I'll tell you where the best rates are. Here's another good question. Does oil matter in your car? 100% it does. 100%.
First, it needs oil. So that'd be the first thing.
Yeah, may need a little bit. Look at your owner's manual and always go by recommendations. Why? Well, if you wind up having a problem with this engine and it has come up before, and the mechanic comes up to the service advisor and say, hey, Bo had 30 weight oil in his car when this says
0 to 20 or whatever.
It's synthetic, full synthetic only.
Wow.
And they're not going to warranty the engine. Got to be careful. So I use, on all my basic cars, I use a synthetic blend. If they have a full synthetic, when I take it into the shop, which I don't do a lot of oil change because I don't keep cars that long. I got one coming up, though, here in about I think my car might have hit 8,000 miles. I'm not sure. It's getting kind of old.
It's going bye-bye, folks. And I knew it was coming soon.
No, we haven't done anything yet.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'll say, hey, what do you have for full synthetic? They'll tell me, what do you have for synthetic blend? And
is it now what is a synthetic blend?
It's not full synthetic.
So it's a mixture of the old traditional oil,
cleansing oil with a standard oil combo. Is a basic, very lay term.
Wait a minute.
I got you.
Because you have your 30 weight, you have your 20, then you have a synthetic blend.
Well, you have to also like the 0 to 20 or 5 to, it's like those. So I don't know what that really means.
Yeah, open up your manual and look at it. And if they say, like on one of my sports cars that I own, it was full synthetic only. So if I
a certain grade, right?
Well, full synthetic's full synthetic.
No, I'm talking about like a 0 to 20 or whatever.
No, you just go in and say full synthetic.
Okay.
Yeah, and so if anything was to happen to that engine, I'm covered. 800-281-8255. When we get back, who builds the best car? Here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show on the Word 100.7 FM.
So I know that what I was asking used to be that when you have oil for your car, it would be like 30 weight or 30.
Almost all cars were 30 weight.
Or 20 weight.
We had 20, 30, and 50.
But now they're like saying 0 to 20 or 0 to 20.
0.
Yeah. Or like, for example, let's see if I can find it here.
You got a 20 weight, you got a 30 weight, you got a 50, you got diesel oil, you've got synthetic.
So if I
synthetic blend, full synthetic.
Right.
They say the best oil is that Ambisol or whatever it's called, and kind of slipping me. But anyway, it's done by independent distributors. They say that is the true, very expensive, complete 100% full synthetic oil when they compare it to others. I've done a comparison, and I tell you what, as long as it's, I rely on the dealer to put a good full synthetic oil in there. And
see right here, it says full synthetic 0W to 20.
Oh, I got you.
So I know they changed some like 5 to 25 or you know what I'm saying? 10 to 30.
The weight of the oil.
So does that mean that's kind of in between that? I mean, why would it be 0W-20? What does that actually mean?
It's the rating of the oil, the thickness of the oil that they're putting in the car, and the detergents and all the different things that quantify that title.
Well, I noticed that on a lot of sporty type vehicles, it's lower. I don't know. I will say grade, but a lower.
It's thicker.
Yeah. And so, like on a bigger or car, it's more.
I'll tell you an interesting thing. Is I call Kelly Olson. This guy's like the guru of gurus, and the guy's vehicle was leaking oil, and it was over 200,000 miles. And the guy goes, "Put diesel oil in there."
What?
And he goes,
in a regular car?
He goes, "What do you mean?" He goes, "That diesel oil is so thick that it's going to leak less than your standard oils on the vehicle."
But it was okay to use that? The diesel oil?
It can be. It can be, but he said the one thing is that the solenoids and the other things in the car will start reactive sometimes different to
there could be a problem.
That oil that could possibly create a problem. And I actually had a guy call me and go, hey, and he goes, I guarantee his mechanic's an old school mechanic. So when I talked to him, I go, yeah, he's old school as it gets.
Right.
That if you want to keep a car as it gets over 200,000, instead of replacing the head gaskets and the oil pan gasket, and all this stuff, they say, well, they just put a thicker oil in there.
Right.
And it's not going to burn it as fast. And so, well,
I mean,
one this way, 2 dozen another.
Well, I guess I need to do that to my
That's
expedition.
checkyourd.org.
Because it's
best thing to do is to get the gaskets replaced.
Is that right?
Yeah. 100%.
Well, I don't have any problems right now, but
yeah. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show. This segment goes to Grapevine Dodge. I'm going to tell you, just go to Grapevine Dodge, and when you click on specials, have a seat. They've got the biggest discounts I've ever seen at a Chrysler Jeep Dodge store. No surprises, no craziness. They are moving inventory. Brandon and his staff rebuilt this dealership from ground up. All that was left was the metal framing and the roof. Everything else, boy, is this thing beautiful, very interactive, very friendly showroom floor with the best pricing. Usually when you see a brand new dealership and a total remodel, someone's got to pay for it, usually the consumer. He's the guru of doing it. When you look at the Laramies and the Rebels and all the different models that they have and the discounts are given, it is darn impressive. Go to grapevinedodge.com. That's grapevinedodge.com. Check it out. Look at their discounts. See Wade or Shane. Wade or Shane. Rain or shine. Wade or Shane. And let them know you're listening to the Automotive Edge Radio Show and enjoy the biggest discounts of the year. Everybody think, well, I'm going to wait till the July selling. You're not going to see better price. You may see the same in July. I don't see them getting any better than the massive discounts to move inventory than at Grapevine Dodge. From the Jeep to the pickup trucks to the Wagoneers to the the Chargers, they got it. GrapevineDodge.com. So here's the big question. Who builds the best car? Well,
oh boy, here we go.
This is whenever I speak at breakfast or luncheons or I was doing seminars, people say, okay. They asked me 2 questions. What do you think they are?
That one.
Who builds the best car? What do you think the next one is?
Who builds the best truck?
No.
Okay. How about
what do you drive?
Oh, okay. I get you. What do you drive?
What do you drive? And they figure, well, because I'm the car guy.
He drives everything.
I drive the best. Well, what's that old saying? Beauty is what?
Is it by eyes of the beholder?
That's right. So nobody builds a bad car. Let me clarify that. And some of these people go, I knew he was going down this road.
He said every week.
He didn't want to say one sponsor over another. You can hold that thought. That's just not true. Here's the thing. Are you looking for a vehicle long term? Short term? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I got friends that are trading every 3 years, 3.5 years. They don't even hit the powertrain warranty, and they're trading. They're going, and for them, it's what's next? What do I like? The other thing is reliability. Who builds the better vehicle out of the bunch? Reliability. The big question to me, the other one is resale value. Kurt, what vehicles have the best resale? Here's something that no one does when they go to look at a car. They don't. What's the residual on this car? And people say, well, I'm not leasing, so what do residuals matter? Well, residuals mean everything. If you trade often, if you trade less than 5 years, and you're not putting a big down payment down, what vehicle is going to be able to allow you to trade more often than not? And so when I look at a residual and I'm looking at things that are north of 57% after 3 years are your best resale products. Well, who is that? Well, obviously Toyota, obviously Honda, Mazda. Volkswagen. I mean, I can go down the list and you're going to be surprised at the Nissan Rogue. Now, there are certain models that do much better than the other, but here's the thing. Pickup trucks don't have great residuals on them. They don't have these big 60+ percentage on it unless it's 12 months, 24 months, but that's not norm. Why? Because we know what we're going to do with pickup trucks, especially here in the great state of Texas or any of the places now with all the boom that's going on with construction and homes and everything. They need pickup trucks. And so we know we're hard. That's why you don't see a lot of leasing on pickup trucks. When you see all these ads that are out there on the TV all the time, or you go to their website, you don't see pickup truck leasing because the manufacturers don't want them. They know what you're going to do with the truck, that you're going to be hauling and the payload and the beds are going to look horrible. And we use our trucks for what the trucks need to be used for the majority. Now, what vehicles do I not put in that category? There's only one brand, and I'm not going to say it. I'll talk to you privately, but they're not on my show. They've never been on my show, and I never talk about them. I just don't, because the residuals are the lowest in the business, and the lease programs that they have are terrible. But I will tell you this. What vehicle checks all the boxes? So I had a friend, they only buy Buick Enclaves. They're on their 4th Buick Enclave. Okay. And he goes, hey, we want another Buick Enclave. Okay. No doubt about it. Send him over to see my buddy, Mr. Pearson over at Classic Arlington. And Jermaine got him a new Buick Enclave. He goes, well, I've always driven this. And I went, okay. He goes, what would you put in that category? I gave him 3, and he was laughing at me. Mm-hmm. And with every product, he had a story from a friend. Well, Bo had one of them. Guess what happened to Bo?
Yeah.
Barbara Ann had one. Guess what happened? Steve had time out. Everybody's going to have a story. Nobody builds the perfect vehicle, but what checks all the boxes? And I've told the story before. We had people, they drove 19 vehicles, retiring, drove everything. Cadillac, BMW, Lexus, Honda, Toyota, Mazda. They drove it all. And they called me up, and I know you remember this story.
I know.
Said, meet me at the Waffle House, one of my all-time favorites. Scattered, covered, and smothered potatoes. Love them.
Yeah, of course.
And I pulled up, and they come walking out, and both of them got on red breeches, a white shirt, and took me over to their red Kia Soul. And I said, what was the deal? And they said, man, we saw those dancing mice and the flashing speakers. These people are in their 60s now.
Got all
and we can't
excited.
wait to go to California. And I'm just standing there totally befuddled that
they went that route after all these other vehicles.
And he goes, it checked all the boxes.
Well, that's it. That's what you say.
And so they sent me the coolest pictures driving across the Golden Gate Bridge and in the Redwood Forest. And
did they take the mice with them?
And they couldn't find any of them big rats. But anyway, it checked all the boxes. Well, guess what? They are now on their 3rd Kia. They just bought a Telluride over at Classic Kia in Carrollton.
Very nice ride there.
And he goes, I'm telling you what, we're hooked. And guess what? These people were the most die-hard brand people you've ever met. Only one brand. And I said, what if I could set you up with dealership and you could take the car for a day and decide we're in? And they kept apologizing because they went through 19 cars.
Wow.
So here's the cars that are best built. Look at their lease programs. Look at their lease programs. And people say, well, what does that mean? The lower the payment with the least amount of money down tells you so much about that car. Always has, always will. And I've got so many people that argue with me going, that's the biggest bunch of baloney. Time out. If they're confident that they can put a high residual, 63, 64, 65% on that car after 3 years with little or nothing down and a low payment, they know, think about this for a minute, when they get that car back,
it's going to be gone.
With a high residual, meaning that the balance is going to be this much money, they're still going to sell that car immediately. Mm-hmm. That's the car that if you're looking for the best car for the money. You're looking for the best resale product. You're looking for reliability and durability. These numbers are what the manufacturers are saying about their own car.
So the manufacturer will tell you what's their best car.
Yeah, they will.
Simple.
I'm sorry. I know you didn't want to hear that. Quick break. 800-281-8255. I'm Kurt Chase with You Know Who here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show on the Word 100.7 FM.
Clear.
And we do appreciate you guys are still hanging with us strong on our social media feeds. Thank you. Our live stream here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show Facebook page, our Shifting Gears, which is our sister Facebook page. I have LinkedIn. I occasionally go there. I think that's really designed for a lot of sharing and business office stuff, right? I mean, I kind of think that's what it's about mainly, but we're there and there is a lot of views that watch our videos there, our live feed. That's on LinkedIn. That's under Kurt Chase though, KURTCHASC. Then we have YouTube, and you can go to YouTube and search the Automotive Edge Radio Show and our live feeds there. And really LinkedIn, I think, keeps the archives, don't they?
Yep.
Now, Facebook takes them off in 30 days, but YouTube is there. You can go back as far as you want to go back and see our shows on YouTube. And then what else is on YouTube is a lot of other things. There's Ride and Drives by Kurt, takes you on a ride and drive with a particular vehicle. There's conversations with owners and GMs and different things along the way. And then there are also just special clips that he does about a lot of different things. So subscribe to the YouTube channel. And the reason why we're asking is because it's connected to Google. And so if somebody has a question about an automobile issue, they can Google that. And the more that we're getting subscribers, that answer could pop up for them to go to the Automotive Edge Radio Show channel. So it helps people get to know what we're doing and helps them get better educated on what their question is. So if you wouldn't mind doing that, we'd appreciate that.
Yep. And it doesn't matter where you are. We had some people out in Naples, Florida, and they called me and said, you probably can help me. I'm like, this is what you call. No, I'm just kidding. And they told me the two cars they were looking for, and I made a few phone calls, and a friend of mine that I used to work with that worked for a radio station came from the Florida market, knew the owner, and gave me his number, and I called him. I'm like, hey, I'm here in Texas. I have a radio show, and I got a couple of people over there in Naples, and we worked. And the guy goes, hey, I got to do something for you. He goes, why? He goes, we saved $10,000.
Whoa.
And these were high-end cars. That's 10 grand. He goes, yeah, we bought the two, and it was $7 grand on one and $3 grand on the other, better than we were getting in wherever. And sent a real nice check for our adopted teacher program coming up. You know, they'll be back in school here in about 4 months. And so we were starting to really kind of accrue a little bit of cash for the teachers. And he goes, buddy, I got to send you some. That's great. I have teachers I'm adopting. And it just worked out. I had a gentleman that was trying to find a certain Corvette up in New York, and we hooked him up with a dealer there and got him a smoking deal on a Corvette. So I'll do the legwork for you.
But you've also had people that'll come here from other places to get what you set up for them here.
Yeah. And
that happens quite a bit too. When they find out the kind of deals they can get, they either drive down here or fly down here and get it and go. And
Charlie Davis's buddy flew in from Lubbock.
Right.
Went and got his pickup truck. I had some people come in from Oklahoma City.
Right.
5-6 hour drive. Mm-hmm. Picked up their new rig. And he goes, you know what? It was about a tank and a half of gasoline, but you saved me $3,000.
Right.
Like, there you go.
A little bit of time to get here to do it. But when you're saving that kind of money and having
is drunk driving.
Also, the less worry of everything that happens.
And he did spend some money. I would tell you this. We did go have a burger together.
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay. Lord will forgive you for that.
That's right. Who's this?
Eddie Rabbit.
There you go.
Look at that.
Occasionally I wake up.
He may be old, but his eyes are still open. 800-281-8255 is the number. That's 821-281-8255. Be sure to go to theautomotiveedge.com, sign up for the newsletter. And if you got a question or comment, you need help, leave your name and number, and I will call you and get you taken care of. Hey, this segment of the show is brought to you by the great folks over at Hiley Dealers over in Fort Worth. Hiley Subaru, Hiley Acura, Hiley Mazda, Hiley Hyundai, and Hiley Buick GMC, where you are highly favored, highly respected, and highly appreciated for your time and your hard-earned money you're spending on a new vehicle. And we're piling up the meetings with the GMs over there, and Abel and Tim, and we've got my buddy coming up on the Mazda. Then we're going to be sitting down with the Acura. And I'm telling you, when you hear these guys' hearts and how they operate, they are the exact same way when you get to the dealership. And walking in to one of the Hiley dealerships in Fort Worth and say, hey, I'd like to talk to the general manager, the GM. It's amazing the tone and the precedent that's set. Get all the other stuff out of the way, because he's the final decision maker anyway. So when you get to talk to the boss, how cool is that? Don't wait until you're in the middle of negotiation and you're all worked up and then go, okay, here comes the boss. Talk to the boss right up front, and all the GMs at all the Hiley stores will help you. If you go to Hiley Cars Fort Worth, you'll see the listing of all the stores. And if you see something out there you like, I just had a lady that was up in North Texas. She was so upset, 3.5 hours at a dealership, and they got nowhere. She called me. I called Tim Boyk, the GM. They had the vehicle cleaned, ready to go. She showed up. They looked it over, signed paperwork, and she was out of there in 47 minutes. Now, she'd already done all the legwork.
I think that's the number one thing that people really don't like is the time more than anything else. And I've been in a place for 3 hours. That is just wacko.
Yeah, most of the time, and she went there on a weeknight, which was great, because Saturdays you're going to get backed up in finance.
Yeah, you will.
You're going to be there a little while, but it all worked out. I'm telling you, with the Hiley stores, Hiley Subaru Fort Worth, Hiley Acura, Mazda, Hyundai, Buick GMC of Fort Worth, that's the place to go. And if you get online, you look at any of these and you want that phone number, you want that GM, you want to get it all knocked out quick, call me. I've known Jason Hiley and his family for well over 30 years. I know how they operate, how they do business, and see why family-owned operators are going to make you a difference. All right. Let's jump on a couple of questions here. So what do you think about transmission flushes? That was a big thing. If you back up about 10, 12 years ago, all these dealerships and shops were buying transmission flush systems, and they were flushing it out. Now, when I talk to guys like Big Mike, who's been a Toyota specialist forever and ever, he's one of the top certified Toyota mechanics around. Greg, who is my mentor, helping me with fixed operations. Bernard, Kelly Olson, who is like the guru of gurus when it comes to working on cars. They told me, every one of them had the same story. If you go by the book and you are flushing your transmission regularly, I think it's every 30,000 miles, whatever it is, keep doing it. He said, once you hit 100,000 miles, there's no need to flush that transmission if you're not having an issue with it and blow that thing out. There's just no need. And every person that I talked to said the same thing. And they say the higher the mileage, the more it costs to do that. And he goes, well, that's not true either. The cost is the cost, cleaning a transmission. He said, but when you hit that point, he said, all that stuff that you see built up in there is actually working with the transmission, not working against it. So
let me ask this question. Can you have the oil changed without flushing it, or does it have to be all encompassing?
Well, no, you can drain it and fill it.
So do you recommend that?
I mean, the book will tell you, hey,
okay.
and the viscosity of your transmission fluid is down. We need to replace it.
Okay, so without having to
and if you look now, when you raise the hood on a lot of the cars, they don't have transmission dipsticks.
I know,
anymore.
you can't do it on your own.
It's all sealed and it's all done through a computer.
Correct. Yeah.
So anyway, let's see here. What are additional reconditioning charges? This has become a real sore spot with me. Every dealership, when they get in a used car, a trade-in, they have to recondition the car. They send it back to service. The mechanic gives the sheet to the service manager. He takes it back up to the sales desk and then talks to the used car manager. This is everything we think needs to be done to this car. And he'll go through it, and service is back there trying to upsell new cars, used cars. It's just the way the dealer works internally. And he'll go through that list and say, okay, go ahead and put new tires on it. Let's do the brake job. Let's drop all the fluids. Go ahead and replace that one serpentine belt. Yes, it does need a new windshield. Or on the other spectrum, okay, go ahead and do the alignment, drop the fluids. We need to put a spare tire in it. These are all reconditioning costs. And then your detail, your buffing, your wax, all that stuff that needs to be done. That's all part of the reconditioning cost. Everything that's been done needs to be told to you up front, right up front. Not on the buyer's order once you negotiate the deal, which I'm seeing a bunch of here lately. And my nephew went through it. They hit him with a $3,800 recon charge after we came to the price on the vehicle. And I told him I'd get up and walk out. He goes, well, I said, get up and walk out. Because I talked to the salesperson. I said, so this is your selling price? I'm looking, I go, man, that is jammed up jelly type clean. For that price, that's a buy. And my nephew has 5 kids. And so he needed this big expedition. And we found it, perfect color. And then he goes, well, Kurt, I really like it, and I guess I can spend. No, we're not doing that. I'll find you another one, which I did. I found it wasn't red. It was a white one, all clean and certified for $2,000 more. And so the dealer called me back and said, well, because of who you are, and stop that baloney. You need to hear and see this right up front. In fact, there's some places where they're getting into the finance office and going, what is this? Oh, it's a reconditioning charge that is on the used cars. Not good. Walk out. Get up and walk out. And don't let them start negotiating it down. If they don't tell you up front and you say, are you going to add any reconditioning fees or charges to the vehicle, and they're not responding, it's time to leave. Do not let them win. Don't let them win. You want to know all the charges up front, and then they'll bring you out a sheet and show you everything that's been done on the reconditioning of that car to let you know what kind of car you're getting. So be careful with that. Don't pay it after the fact. How soon can you get out of a lease, Kurt? Tough question.
For just about any time, though, really. Huh?
No, because you got to take the residual, which is the balance left at the end, with the remaining payments and your disposal fee. And then you have to appraise the car to say, where are you on that automobile?
But if they were into it, say, for 6 months and they decided to do all that, they could still get out of it.
Well, they could, but you may be spending money.
Well, I know that.
Yeah.
But
you can get out of it after you drive off the lot. Want,
so that's that. The difference is that you want to make sure you do it right, because you can do a lot of things that gets towards the end of the lease that really might end up being a good deal.
Yeah, because the big difference on leasing and buying is when you put a big down payment on a lease, it's just to lower the payments.
Right.
That's all it does. It doesn't lower the residual. You can't buy down the residual. You can't change anything because it's a closed-end lease. And it says it right there on the top of the contract, closed-end, meaning once they put all the numbers, it's closed. The door is closed. Nothing changes. They don't change the residual. They don't change the money factor. They don't change nothing. It's closed-end. So they have to take that residual times the payments plus any disposal fees, and that's where you are financially on it. So it comes down to how well the car appraised, miles and condition, how soon you may or may not be able to get out of the vehicle. But there's always that, is there an early term? A lot of manufacturers say, hey, you got 6 months left. We'll go ahead and we'll absorb those payments if you want to get out. Let's take a quick break. Don't go away. Quick commercials. 100.7 FM. The Word is where you are with us here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show. We'll be right back.
We're covering a lot of good stuff today, my friend.
There's a lot of people out shopping. One thing that you'll see when June hits, you know what that is?
It is graduation time or traveling time.
Yeah, but what do you see when you're leaving this neighborhood and you're driving around? Tell me what you see out in front of the houses.
For sale signs.
Yep.
Yeah, people are moving and shaking because they either got to transfer their job or they want to get out of this area or whatever it is, and
don't want to downsize, want to retire,
or they want to upside, whatever it is they're doing. That's the time it happens because they want to get in where they want to go before school starts again. Usually that's kind of the mindset.
That's right. That's where the every house, we had one 3 down, gone. One over on Mockingbird, gone. My buddy Matt's selling his house. He's already had like 16
and this is
showings
a buyer's market too, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty doggone strong right now. So,
well, there you go.
Cars and houses are on fire.
Same situation, right? Trying to get settled before school starts again or whatever with what they're going to do.
And I got a buddy that's selling travel trailers and campers and stuff. He's on fire.
I bet. I mean, it's a good time for that right now.
You wouldn't believe how many people that during COVID, because the kids were all going to school, working on a laptop, blah, 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 have not gotten out of that routine and went, wait a minute here.
And I'm
going to go buy me a truck. We're going to hook up a camper and we're gone.
Yeah.
And they learned that lifestyle with the shutdown.
And they liked it.
Because of that terrible, terrible person that caused all this. And he gets to walk away with millions and millions of dollars, and shame on him for what he did. But it changed the lifestyle for a lot of people. And so there's a lot of people that are hitting the roads now and traveling and camping, and they say these campsites are getting upgraded and these rest stops are redoing and cleaning the bathrooms. And
do you know that you can, if you go to certain campsites or state parks or whatever, you can actually be a part of that and get your rent free by working, like part-time or whether at the park. And
really?
a lot of people do that. So they can go and park for free. And then, then they do job work for that park.
Wow.
It works out pretty good for people that do that. You know, they can go work part-time or whatever. They live there. They get their a parking spot free, but they have to work and whatever that agreement is. But a lot of people do that. I've had several people tell me that it works great because they get to go stay at the park and then they help out and do the work for them, whatever that arrangement is. And
that's pretty cool.
Isn't it cool? It's very cool. So
I do everything but porta potties.
Yeah, it's a little rough.
Yeah.
Have you ever dug
directly to your email?
Ever dug the hole?
Checkyourd.org.
The dug the hole?
Yeah.
That's classier.
Okay, we are back live. 800-281-8255 or 800-281-TALK. If we can help you with your automotive needs. I know we're wrapping up the last segment of the show. Be sure to go to theautomotiveedge.com. Send me your name and number. I'll call you. Sign up for the newsletter. And then if you think about it, I know we're asking a lot. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe. Let everybody know, because there's going to be something that's going to help somebody. And if the videos don't help, at least we'll be connected to go, I'm going to give Kurt a call. I've got a friend or me or a brother or sister, mom, whoever, to get that vehicle situation taken care of. 800-281-8255. Let's here's some interesting numbers. Get this. Honda set an April sales record with hybrid sales. They're up 56% for CRV, 54% on Accords, and 10% high on Civic deliveries. Hyundai, April sales. Get this. Sonata hybrid up 171%. Unbelievable. Elantra hybrid, 55%. Santa Fe hybrid up. Kia, 97%. Their hybrid sales rose last month, 97%, led by the Sportage hybrid, up 112%. Sorento up 34%. And get this, our electric sales are increasing by 71%. I'm like, wow, the EV6, the EV9 still on fire. People are still buying them. And I got to tell you, the Kia, that's another line where, man, they're building cool looking rigs. And go see my buddy Alan Glover, general manager, Classic Kia Carrollton, or Jesse Holt, the managing partner That's ClassicKiaCarrollton.com. They are on fire with their products. The Kia Soul's going away. They do have a few left over there, but that Kia Sportage and the Sorento, man, oh man, has that thing been knocked out of the park with redesigned technology, ride, drive, handling. They're killing it with that product. That's ClassicKiaCarrollton.com. Here's a great question. What is the difference between fair market value, trade allowance, and current market valuation?
Well, that's a mouthful right there.
What is the difference between fair market value, trade allowance, and current market evaluation? These are all the same. They're all the same. You know, they say, you can call me Ray, you can call me Jay, you can call me Ray, but don't call me late for dinner.
Don't call me Ray J.
Yeah. So every one of them is what your trade's worth. Every one of them. What they're showing you, what your vehicle, they're saying your vehicle is worth. So you have fair market value. What is the car bringing at the time? Trade allowance. There's the kicker.
Yeah, that's another ballgame.
What are you selling me the car for? A, circle that. What are you giving me for my trade? I don't want to see trade difference. I want to see what is the dollar amount on my trade. And then I subtract the two. That's my finance balance unless I have a payoff that gets added back into that amount. So when you see a trade difference of $32,000, you're like, well, okay, I'm financing $32,000. Well, you're not actually financing $32,000 because you have a payoff on that vehicle. Big, big difference. So find out the selling price, the trade-in, how much they're giving you for your trade-in. You're paying tax on that amount of money. You have a difference, and then you got to add the payoff back into it. Real simple. Got it? They're all the same. They just use different titles and different verbiage and different words, but it's really, what is my trade worth?
Well, a lot of times they take maybe, what do you call it, incentive money and things like that, that they work it to where it looks like you're getting more for your trade, but yet you're losing in the purchase of the other car.
Yeah.
Right? So you really need to know that situation, because if you're not familiar with that, you could be thinking you're getting X amount of dollars for your vehicle. That's great. But you're losing on the other side, and you're not really getting what that trade may be really worth.
Yeah, you have to break it down just separate. Those are two most important. What am I actually buying the car for?
Right.
Stop.
Period.
What am I getting for my trade? Stop. And all you have to do is subtract it. You're paying tax on that. And either that's your balance to finance, or you're adding back in your payoff. And so a lot of people, they see a trade difference of $30,000, go, I'm in.
Right.
Then they get in the finance office, and after everything's said and done, it's $38,000. Like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Well, hang on, you got a payoff. But you were so honed in on trade difference in the payment,
Yep.
you didn't see the whole picture.
But now you're seeing it now.
Yeah. When I was selling, I just wanted you to hone in on the payment. That way, that's how I made my money. Because you're a payment buyer. You're like, okay, I want $500 a month. Okay, I'm going to make some money on this car deal. That's not what you want to do. Selling price, what do you give me for my car? You're paying tax on the difference, add back in the payoff. It's just that simple. Let's get one more in here. It says, what do you lose when not financing with the dealership? Absolutely nothing. Nothing. Whether you're financing with the dealer or you have what we call OSF, outside financing, the price doesn't change at all. If there's a rebate, the rebate's yours. Now, you may get a better rate, they will say, with Ford Motor Credit Finance, with GMAC Finance, with Toyota Financial Finance, with Honda, whatever. That is the only thing that would change. The selling price less the rebate has nothing to do with where you're financing that car. Nothing. Now, there may be monies in there that they put, but it says with financing with loyalty financing, and you just got to weed through it. But if you walk in and you're buying a car and it says $35,000, great, I'll take it. I'm going to get you my bank, call you with drafting. They can, it's $37,000 now. Doesn't work that way. The only thing that is going to change is the rate. That's it. Whether you're getting that rate, the circumvented rate, the 0 APR 1.9, 2.9 through the manufacturer. Other than that, the selling price is a selling price, regardless how you're paying for it. You know, I have some people say, well, I'm paying cash. Oh, now they're not getting any finance money, so they raise the price of the car. If they do, then leave, because that's just not the way it works. Remember, for all you, if you got questions, I'll answer them right up front when you give them to me, but a lot of times I'll carry your questions on the radio show because you're helping somebody else. Just like Ronnie Swain and the GVWRs on the pickup trucks. Just like the lady here that sent the message going, hey, do things change if I'm not financing with them? There's a lot of great things that you need to know. And the other thing, too, is are you just working off trade difference in payments? And if you'll back that out and slow down, you're going to get yourself a better car deal. Selling price, trade, tax on the difference, plus your payoff, balance to finance.
And the best thing to do is to go to the automotiveedge.com, contact Kurt, and let him help you, walk you through this so that you don't run into these roadblocks that he's been talking about, and takes all the weight, all the pressure, and make sure that when you walk out of that dealership, you got what you needed at the best price, best situation, and peace of mind.
Or they get mad and go, Kurt, you're not going to believe this. They added $7,000 to this car deal. I'm getting an attorney, and I'm looking at their buyers, and I'm like, hang on. Did you go down to the bottom where it says payoff? Well, no. They told me my difference was, well, yeah. No doubt about it.
There's a difference.
There's always a difference. But you have to add the payoff back into it for them to get the title to sell your car. And that really, really upsets a lot of people where you're going, well, hang on. I thought my payment was $450 based on 30 grand. No. It's $450 based on 38 grand.
Right.
Or whatever that number is going to be. But that's where we get caught up in just trade difference and payment. And you go all the way through because you're going to add in TT&L, depending on what your state is, license, title, road and bridge, documentary fee, vehicle inventory tax, all that gets added into that bottom plus payoff. And that's your balance to finance. So if you want, when you're working up a car deal, take a picture of the buyer's order and send it to me.
There you go.
I just had one of my old neighbors send me one to go tell me, is this a good deal? And I read through it and I went, buddy, that's a smoking deal. All right, thanks. Press hard 3 copies, you're an owner.
And he's also told people to get up and walk out. And if you want that information,
and they're going to chase you to the car, and they're going to renegotiate that deal on the parking lot.
Be ready. They got some good tacklers out there.
Come on back in. We're just joking.
We're just kidding around.
Yeah, we're just seeing what you're going to do. We just prevent all that. Yeah. And every sponsor that you see on my website, theautomotiveedge.com, all you got to do is say, I want to talk to the manager. Kurt Chase sent me. I want to take and drive this home and see if it fits in the garage. I want to fill it with everything for our travels to make sure it works. I want to spend a good 30, 45 minutes, an hour or two. I want to go pick up my husband in it. These are the things you need to be doing, because you know what? If all of that doesn't work, who cares what they're selling it for? Because there's always going to be, well, I wish I hadn't bought it for this. I wish I'd have done this. I'm telling you, the time you spend driving that car will make or break the deal.
And no charge to you for this information
and
help. So that's the bigger part.
I had a guy says, you know what? I haven't bought this car in 12 years. And I've been looking at it. And then when I drove and go, you know what? I drove that thing for 45 minutes. Wish I'd never bought it.
We got to go.
Remember, turn off those electronics. Get recommitted. Tell that person you love them. And remember, forgiveness is paramount. God bless you. Have a great weekend. Remember, I'm always here for you. It's theautomotiveedge.com.
And thank you, Dave Martin, for being our good producer. Until next Saturday, have a great weekend from 9 to noon here on 100.7 FM, The Word.
See you then.
Hi, this is Pharmacist Ray.
Woohoo! All right.
Thank you, Dave. Great job, brother, as
Thank you,
always. Oh, you cut him right off.